Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. At the beginning, he scolded the principal and awakened the strongest sun god. Chapter 61. After everyone was shocked, they were ecstatic. Brother Yang is so strong. He actually killed 5 4th-level ferocious beasts with one move. He is so strong. Brother Yang can deal with those giant winged wind birds. We don't have to die. We don't have to die. Long live Brother Yang. Brother Yang, you are indeed my idol. Come on, Brother Yang, kill them. Needless to say, the freshmen were impressed by Lin Yang's strength and admired him very much. Now that they saw Lin Yang killing 5 giant winged wind birds with one move, they admired him even more. The recyclers also had stunned expressions. They were once again shocked by Lin Yang's strength. Oh my god, I originally thought that even Lin Yang couldn't deal with those giant winged wind birds. I didn't expect that he killed 5 giant winged wind birds so easily. This was so powerful. Are you ready? Yeah, it's really too strong. And, how did he do it? I didn't even see clearly how he launched the attack. Well, I take back what I just said. Even without flying equipment, classmate Lin Yang can defeat those giant winged wind birds. No, I missed using my phone to record the shocking scene of Lin Yang's battle. I can't miss it this time. Please move out of the way, I'm going to record the video. Get out of the way, do you think you're the only one who wants to record a video? I want to record it too. Hey, don't squeeze, my phone. Guzu was also dumbfounded. He was once again shocked by Lin Yang's power and doubted his life. One move. How is this possible? When he killed the golden horned giant rhinoceros just now, he clearly used 2 moves. This is a giant winged wind bird that is more difficult to deal with, and there are so many of them. How can one move? Moreover, did he make a move just now? Why do I feel that he just waved his weapon, and the 5 giant winged wind birds were instantly killed? How on earth did he do it? In fact, not only Guzu, but most people at the scene didn't know that Lin Yang relied on domain skills to kill the 5 giant winged wind birds. The reason is also very simple. Before the strength reaches the 5th level, the spiritual power of the awakened person is not strong, and it is difficult to even perceive the field, let alone the field attack of Lin Yang's slaughterhouse. Only those who have awakened the telekinesis system, or like Luo Saidong, have super S-level god-type talents and super strong mental perception, can they sense that Lin Yang has used domain-type abilities. Bang bang bang. The corpses of the 5 giant winged wind birds fell from a high altitude and fell heavily to the ground, making a big hole in the ground and causing dust to fly. Yes, corpses, not body parts. The domain skill, slaughterhouse, obtained by Lin Yang is slightly different from the slaughterhouse used by Luo. Luo uses the slaughterhouse through his surgery fruit ability. Even if he cuts the opponent into hundreds and thousands of pieces, the opponent will not die, it is just that the body is cut into several parts. In other words, it does not count as actual harm. But the cutting of Lin Yang's slaughterhouse is real harm. In other words, when he cut it in half with the slaughterhouse, the body was really divided into 2 halves. In that case, it is basically impossible to survive. In the sky, the leader of the giant winged wind bird was obviously a little stunned when he saw Lin Yang killing 5 of his clansmen with one move. In its view, Lin Yang didn't look like such a powerful person. Generally speaking, those who can compete with their giant winged wind birds are basically middle-aged humans with slovenly beards, muscles all over their bodies, and bodies that look like they have been inflated. But it didn't pay too much attention to it. After all, they were all out now, and there were more than 600 giant winged wind birds. No matter how good Lin Yang was at killing, could he fight against their entire group of more than 600 4th-level ferocious beasts by himself? This is simply impossible. Blanche. Following the sharp roar of the leader of the giant winged windbirds, dozens of giant winged windbirds rushed toward Lin Yang fearlessly. The leader of the giant winged windbird has already thought about it. It will use the human sea tactic to deal with Lin Yang. When Lin Yang is too tired to deal with it and has no time to think about it, it will make a surprise attack and kill Lin Yang. Of course, its target this time was not Lin Yang, but Wang Zuan. Therefore, after killing Lin Yang, it immediately took action on Wang Zuan, the fat guy. How dare you blow up its cub? Don't you know this area is its territory? Simply looking for death. As for other humans, eat them all. Oh my god, those giant winged wind birds actually launched a group attack on classmate Lin Yang. Dozens of them surrounded him. Can classmate Lin Yang handle it? Maid, isn't it true that there are many people bullying those with few? It's not fair. Many recycling workers were a little worried when they saw so many giant winged wind birds besieging Lin Yang from all directions. As for the freshmen, due to Lin Yang's various strong performances in the past, Lin Yang has almost become a god in their hearts. So even if they saw so many giant winged wind birds besieging Lin Yang, they were not afraid at all. Brother Yang, come on, kill them. Yes, kill them. Lin Yang raised his head and looked at the giant winged wind birds that were attacking from all directions with him as the center point. There was no emotion on his face. The giant winged wind bird, a 4th level flying ferocious beast, is really difficult to deal with. If he hadn't obtained the domain skill of Slaughterhouse, even one of them, let alone a group of them, would be very difficult for him to deal with. After all, the giant winged wind bird launches attacks at high altitudes and occupies air superiority. As a result, medium and short-range attacks are difficult to be effective. Even if it is a sandstorm burial, it is not easy to control the sand and soil to kill the giant winged wind bird in the sky. But now with the Slaughterhouse, he can create a semicircle or full circle with a radius of 100 meters. As long as the giant winged wind bird is within the field, he can easily kill it. You want to use the human sea tactic to deal with me, right? It's a good idea, but unfortunately, you have the wrong target. Lin Yang smiled coldly. He can do whatever he wants within the scope of the domain, so why is he afraid of your large numbers? Lin Yang didn't even move much. He lightly and elegantly slashed to the left, once to the right, once in front, and once in the back, just like an orchestra conductor. Then, puff 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 puff, the 50 or 60 giant winged wind birds that swooped down from all directions were cut in half instantly, and they all died miserably. Wow, this scene once again shocked everyone not far away. Holy shit, did you see that? Brother Yang is so powerful, he actually killed all those giant winged wind birds in the blink of an eye. Oh my god, how did Brother Yang do it? He seemed to have just waved his weapon a few times and killed dozens of giant winged wind birds that rushed down. Isn't this too exaggerated? Quote, Brother Lin Yang is so strong that I feel numb. Ah, let me choke you, junior brother Lin Yang is too strong and too changeable. Wang Zuan also clicked his tongue. He knew that Lin Yang could deal with the giant winged wind bird, but he didn't expect that it would be so easy for Lin Yang to kill the giant winged wind bird. By the way, these giant winged wind birds seem to be 4th-order ferocious beasts. Junior brother Lin Yang is really awesome. Is this a domain attack? But I don't seem to have seen this type of domain attack. Luo Sidong pinched her chin. She was a little puzzled. How is this possible? That guy is actually so strong. Jiu Ziyu was also a little dumbfounded. If Lin Yang was shocked to the point of doubting life before, now, he was shocked to the point of doubting the world. We are obviously the same age as him and have just entered college, so the gap is too big. Bang 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 bang. The corpses of the giant winged windbirds that fell in midair, with Lin Yang as the center, all fell, leaving large craters on the ground. The dust kicked up looked like a smoke ring. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. This scene frightened the leader of the giant winged windbird above. He didn't expect that this human boy was so strong. He easily killed all the 50 or 60 tribesmen he sent out. This even makes it a bit suspicious that the bird is born. By the way, aren't they level 4 flying ferocious beasts? How come they were killed like the first level flying ferocious beasts? They were too squishy, right? Blanche. The leader of the giant winged windbird felt that something was wrong. He shouted twice and asked other tribesmen to retreat with him. That human kid is too strong. They are no match for them at all. If they continue to stay here, they will be destroyed. However, Lin Yang would not let those giant winged windbirds escape. After all, what did these giant winged windbirds mean to him? One giant winged windbird costs 500,000, which is nearly 600. Those are 3 small targets. Once this wave is completed, you can basically achieve financial freedom. Lin Yang waved Qianju again and struck the giant winged windbirds in the sky with his sword. Puff 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 puff. In an instant, dozens more giant winged wind birds were split in half and fell from midair. Blanche, run quickly, or you will die. The leader of the giant winged wind bird was so frightened that he almost peed. They were clearly at an altitude of 50 or 60 meters, so he could cut them down. What the hell? A group of giant winged wind birds also panicked and turned around and ran away. However, it was already too late. Lin Yong on the ground below seemed to be possessed by a ghost, and he continued to swing his knife with various exaggerated movements. Puff 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 puff. The hundreds of giant winged wind birds above were in dire straits. Lin Yong made dozens of them fall down with one swing of his knife, and dozens more fell with another swing of his knife. This speed is even more exaggerated than machine gun fire on a flock of wild geese. Lin Yong looked at the densely packed giant winged wind birds falling down, and he was so happy. 60 million, 90 million, 120 million. Get rich. Ha 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 ha. As a result, Lin Yang's laughter became more and more excited, and his movements became more and more weird. Like a lunatic waving a knife in the air crazily. Quote. 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 Not far behind, whether it was the freshmen, the recyclers, or the awakened ones who had a hard time getting here, they were all dumbfounded. Even Wang Zuan was a little stunned. Junior brother Lin Yong looks like this. Why do I feel a little scary? Quote. Quote. Luo Sidong couldn't help but cover his eyes. Lin Yong, your image of a sunny boy seems to have collapsed. Quote. 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 The giant winged wind birds above were also frightened. Especially the leader of the giant winged wind bird, he was so frightened that he burst into tears and screamed wildly. Hot, Blanche, run quickly, that human seems to be a lunatic, he will die if he doesn't run. Bang bang bang. As the last batch of giant winged wind birds fell down, Lin Yong had killed all the giant winged wind birds. Not a single one was left, including the giant winged wind bird leader. The giant winged wind bird leader was the last to fall. Its vitality seemed to be stronger than other giant winged wind birds, and it was still breathing. It raised its head and looked at Lin Yong, who was grinning at a card not far away. It shed sad tears, as if a handsome young man had been raped by a fat middle-aged woman. It feels like it's really miserable. Even if their giant winged wind birds are not the strongest ferocious beasts, they will still be killed by strong humans. But generally speaking, they are at least killed by strong men of at least level 5 or above who use flying equipment and have to fight for a long time to kill them. When you meet brothers of the same race below, you can brag about them. When I was alive, I fought hundreds of rounds with 5th level and 6th level experts before dying, and even made the 5th level and 6th level experts lose an arm. Isn't that awesome? But what about it? It was killed in one move by a seemingly crazy human kid. How could it blow? Call it the leader, the patriarch. This is even more tragic. He led 500 to 600 tribesmen and was wiped out by a group of lunatics. This record is simply shocking. When it got down below and met other brothers of the same race, it would probably die of embarrassment. Wow, I'm so embarrassed. The giant winged wind bird leader tilted his head and walked away. Walking is not peaceful at all. And it's very frustrating. How did Lin Yong know that the leader of the giant winged wind bird had so many inner dramas? Now he looks at the addition of more than 300 million brave cards, and his face is filled with happiness. 300 million, this is 300 million. Even if he has to fill in at least 7 or 8 million in cultivation resources every month, he doesn't have to worry about anything anymore. Even if it is pure consumption, the energy consumption will last 3 or 4 years. Of course, pure consumption is just an assumption. No matter how relaxed he is, he will never lie down completely. After all, killing ferocious beasts can not only make money, but also improve your actual combat ability. You can't be too lazy in this area. All in all, it should be considered that wealth freedom has been basically achieved. Quote. 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 Not far away, everyone looked at the corpses of giant winged windbirds piled up around Lin Yong, and they were all stunned. Especially the recyclers, whose mouths turned into an O shape, were so shocked by Lin Yong that they were speechless for a moment. They knew that Lin Yong was very strong and could kill even the giant winged wind bird, but they did not expect that Lin Yong was so strong. You know, Those are 5 to 600 level 4 ferocious beasts. Even a 5th level powerhouse or even a 6th level powerhouse might not be able to deal with it, right? But what about Lin Yong? In less than 2 minutes, he killed all the giant winged wind birds. It was easy plus enjoyable and effortless. Isn't this too strong and too changeable? Am I not dazzled? Hundreds of giant winged wind birds were all wiped out like this. Don't ask me, my mind seems to be down right now. Hundreds of giant winged windbirds, that's all. By the way, have you seen how classmate Lin Yong launched the attack? Why did I only see him giggling, laughing and waving his weapons randomly, and those giant winged windbirds were all killed? Split into 2 and then fell down. Wang Defa. Jiu Ziyu was also stunned. If he was only shocked to the worldview by Lin Yong before, now, this worldview is shattered to pieces by Lin Yong. Because he didn't even know how Lin Yong took action, a total of 5 to 600 giant winged windbirds were wiped out in the blink of an eye. Isn't this too outrageous? Junior brother Lin Yong is really awesome. Not only can he instantly kill the blue-eyed glass snake group, he can even kill the giant winged wind bird group in an instant. He's so powerful. Wang Zuan was also a little surprised, but he nodded to himself. Well, it seems that it was right for me to bring these giant winged wind birds here and let junior brother Lin Yong deal with them. Well, it's decided, if you encounter any danger in the future, just go to junior brother Lin Yong. Wow, brother Yong is awesome. Brother Yong, you are so amazing, you are simply my idol. Brother Lin Yong, you are so handsome, I like you, can you let me be your girlfriend? If not, you can have love with your friend. On the other hand, the freshmen were much simpler and more direct. They were shocked, but also extremely excited because the crisis was resolved, and they all ran out in a swarm. Then, they lifted Lin Yong up and threw him into the air. If Lin Yong violently abused Jiu Ziyu before, they were surprised. They admired Luo Yang for brutally torturing Luo Yang, who was ranked 49th on the school's strongest list. So now, Lin Yong, with his strong attitude of turning the tide, killed the golden-horned giant rhinoceros and the giant winged wind birds, and saved them twice in a row. He has completely become a god in their hearts. Originally, what these freshmen admired the most were the 5 strongest people, the top 10 in the school's list of strongest people. And now, the one they admire and worship the most is Lin Yong. Lin Yang's power has completely conquered these freshmen and has become the most shining existence in their hearts. Luo Sidong watched Lin Yong being constantly thrown up high by everyone. While she was happy for Lin Yong, she was also a little envious. Regardless of the fact that she is a once-in-a-100-year super genius of the Rolos tribe, the daughter of the dean, and is loved by thousands of people. But in fact, compared to those false reputations, what she wants more is to be like Lin Yong, who can turn the tide with an extremely powerful attitude at critical moments and save everyone from fire and water. This is the strongness she longs for. Lin Yang's rescue was indeed exciting, but after the excitement, everyone still had to continue working. The first is the recovery personnel. Lin Yong killed more than 600 level 4 ferocious beasts, giant winged wind birds, which kept them busy. Those freshmen came here to help recover the bodies of the ferocious beasts, and they also followed the recovery staff to recover the bodies. As for the other awakened ones, they originally had missions, but this matter ended and they also left one after another. Wang Zuan also received a call from the leader of the hunter team, asking him to hurry over and gather, so he chatted with Lin Yong and Luo Sidong before running away. Lin Yong and Luo Sidong saw that everything was okay here, so they also left here. But even if Lin Yong left, the discussion about Lin Yong still continued. That classmate Lin Yong is really powerful. There are so many giant winged wind birds, and he killed them all in the blink of an eye. How strong do you think he is? Level 5, or level 6? How do I know this? But what I am sure of is that classmate Lin Yong is definitely not at the same level as a second and third order people. It is obvious that no one at the scene did what Lin Yong did just now. People know. It's okay. Didn't we take a video? Post it online, or ask the minister and others. Someone should know. Haha, I have foresight on this. Before the captain asked us to recycle it, I had already posted the video to the Awakened forum. Someone should know how Lin Yong killed those giant winged wind birds. The video of Lin Yang killing the giant winged bird has been posted online by many recycling workers. There is no doubt that this directly caused an uproar on the internet. In just half an hour, it had nearly 20 million plays. It was so popular that it even made it onto a certain blog's hot search list and a certain music list. But it's not because Lin Yang's performance in the video was so explosive and powerful that it shocked netizens and made it a hot search. On the contrary, it is a hot search because it is too topical and controversial. Yes, controversial. It is true that many netizens think that Lin Yang easily killed 500 or 600 giant winged birds is very impressive, but more netizens think that the video was faked and fake. If the situation is really as described in the text, that man killed 500 or 600 giant winged birds in less than 2 minutes, then he is very powerful. I am afraid his strength has reached the 5th or even 6th level. Right, thumbs up. What's the 5th level and the 6th level? Upstairs, is there something wrong with your eyes? This video is obviously a pornographic video. It's fake, okay, pick your nose. I also think this video is fake. If you look at his movements, they look like a ghost. They are not like the movements of a 5th level and 6th level strongman. In addition, you can't see how he kills those. It belongs to the giant winged bird. So I can conclude that this video is fake. Don't bully me, I am a level 4 strongman. If you dare to bully me, I will beat you along the network cable. Those who say lies, what do you know? That's void slash, it's a very new attack method. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean it's false. Young man, I'm a student at the Gods Training Academy, and my dad is 6th level strongman, dare to try against me. It was a bit noisy. The point of contention in the video is that Lin Yang's attack method of killing those giant winged birds was too weird. Even if the video is played in slow motion or even viewed frame by frame, one cannot see how Lin Yang killed those giant winged birds. Coupled with the text description, it is too exaggerated that a freshman who has just entered college can easily kill all 500 to 600 4th level ferocious beasts. This caused many netizens to think that the video was fake. However, what is interesting is that many netizens said that the video was pornographic, but many technical bloggers posted that the video was recorded by the rear camera of the mobile phone without any processing. So the freshmen and recycling staff at the Gods Training Academy were very annoyed, and they all posted comments in response. Of course, reality is different from the internet. Official organizations such as the Awakened Association and the Hunter Alliance, because the recycling department reported this matter, and many people in the Hunter team talked about it, so the Awakened Association and the Hunter Alliance, everyone knows this is true. This directly attracted the attention of the higher-ups of the Awakened Association and the Hunter Alliance. A freshman who has just entered college can not only kill the 4th level ferocious beast golden horned giant rhinoceros, but can even easily slaughter an entire group of giant winged birds in the 9th occupied area. This qualification and talent are a bit scary. Yes, if the situation is true, then our Shah kingdom should have produced a genius that can't be seen for 100 years. No, it's a genius that is rare to see in 1,000 years. Even Xiao Yuchen is not worth mentioning in front of him. Are you going to win over him? Don't worry, in 1.5 months, the awakening competition among Shaw State College students will begin. With that classmate's strength, he will definitely be able to represent the Gods Training Academy. By then, let's take a closer look at him. Situation. If he is really that outstanding, I will send secret weapons to win him over. You don't want to send your daughter, right? Brother, your daughter seems to be in her 30s, she is old and yellow, and she is not married yet. How can a young person like her? Go away, I'm talking about the secret weapon, it's Yan Ryu. If you don't understand, shut up. Well, it turns out he is the #1 public relations officer of our organization. Ahaha, I was just kidding, why are you so excited? Evening, 6 o'clock, Hunter Alliance, Guangzhou City Branch. The automatic door opened and a boy walked in. A beautiful and tall reception lady came to receive us. Sir, how can I help you? That's it, I completed the commissioned task and came here to deliver the commissioned items. Lin Yang explained. Although thanks to Wang Zuan's blessing this afternoon, he made more than 300 million in one wave, but who would find money stinky? The mission reward of the golden horned giant rhinoceros is a full 30 million, with a small goal of 0.3, there is no reason for him to give up. Bar. Okay sir, please come with me. The receptionist smiled and nodded, then led the way. She looked at Lin Yang. Looking at Lin Yang's age, she felt that Lin Yang should be a college student, and the commission tasks he completed should be D or C level. At the front desk, there were 5 men and 1 woman consulting. They should be a team of hunters. What did you say? That B-level commission was received at noon. The leader of the hunter team, Kai Jie, looked surprised. Yes, Mr. Cheege, I'm sorry that you guys are late. The lady at the front desk apologized. Maid, what a bad luck. Finally, when the commission time expired, the commission task was taken again. Captain Kai Jie uttered a curse word. The other team members also looked unhappy and questioned the lady at the front desk. I said, in the future, your Hunter Alliance can set the threshold for receiving commission tasks. There are always some people who do not overestimate their capabilities and receive high-level commission tasks but cannot complete them. This is not a waste of our capable team's time. That's right, after finally waiting for 2 days, we came here and were picked up again. Are you going to let us eat dirt these 2 days? The lady at the front desk was a little embarrassed, but she still kept her smile. I'm really sorry, everyone, why don't you take a look at the A-level commission tasks? If I remember correctly, there should be 3 more A-level commission tasks. Quote. Quote. The hunter team fell silent instantly. They all couldn't hold it any longer. The target of the A-level mission was a 5th level or even 6th level beast. They wanted to pick it up, but they couldn't beat it. Captain Kai Jie was a little unhappy. He felt that the lady at the front desk was making excuses and was about to vent his dissatisfaction. Wei, this gentleman is here to deliver a commission task. Please help him with it. But at this time, the welcoming lady had already arrived with Lin Yang. Okay. The lady at the front desk nodded and looked at the 6 members of the Thornhead team. I'm sorry, everyone, can you please let that gentleman come up first? I want to help that gentleman deliver the entrusted task. The 6 members of the Thorn-headed team stepped aside, and they became even more unhappy. Maid, look at that kid's attire. He's just a student. His mission is D level. Why are you so concerned? That's right, it's outrageous that we are capable of B-level commission tasks, but we are ignored. Sir, what is the level of the commission you want to deliver? The lady at the front desk asked with a smile while opening the commission task system on the computer. Class B, Lin Yang said. B level, so powerful. As soon as these words came out, the welcoming lady was shocked. She thought that Lin Yang was only taking a D-level mission. Next to them, the 6 members of the stinging team also looked a little surprised. Captain, did you hear that? The mission that boy is about to deliver is actually B-level. Looking at his age, he should be only 18 or 19. He is only a sophomore at most. Can he complete a B-level commission? The captain couldn't hold himself tight anymore, and snorted coldly, what B-level? You heard me wrong, it's D-level, only D-level. How can he, a college student, complete the B-level entrusted task? Not necessarily, Captain. Like the one on the hot search today, he seems to have just entered Lin Yang, a freshman, and he can already kill hundreds of giant winged birds. Isn't that video of P's, isn't it? I seem to have heard many hunter teams talk about it. It's true. Captain Zhu too was a little impatient. What are you talking about from hearsay? I was able to kill level 4 ferocious beasts when I was just a freshman, and there were hundreds of them. Do you think this is possible? It's impossible at all, okay. And to take a step back, even if that is true, what an incredible genius is that student named Lin Yang. He must have a great background. How could a rich and powerful super genius like that come to Hunter? Are you here in the Alliance to make extra money by accepting commission tasks? The lady at the front desk clicked on the column of B-level commission tasks. She continued to ask, Sir, please tell me your name, occupation, and the content of the B-level commission tasks you received. Lin Yang, a first-year student at the Gods Cultivation Academy, the task is to make the golden horn of the golden-horned giant rhinoceros. Lin Yang said, exclamation mark. As soon as these words came out, including the front desk girl, the reception girl, and the 6 people from the stabbing team, their expressions suddenly changed. Lin Yang, this gentleman, are you the Lin Yang, the freshman at the Gods Cultivation Academy who has been on the hot search. The lady at the front desk was a little speechless. OMG. The welcoming lady covered her mouth with her hands, she was also shocked. They have all seen the trending video of a freshman killing hundreds of giant winged birds, and as internal employees of the Hunter Alliance, they all know that the trending video today is true. They even discussed this gossip, wondering how the freshman could be so powerful. Captain, did you hear that? That kid said his name was Lin Yang. Could it be that he was the one who was on the hot search list and killed 500 or 600 giant winged winds in less than 2 minutes? Birds Lin Yang. I think he looks like him. Look at his back. No matter what he's wearing, his hairstyle, or his body, he's very similar to the Lin Yang in the video. The members of the Spiky Head team were also a little shocked. Captain CJ was also a little uneasy, but he didn't want to admit that he was mistaken, so he insisted, how is it possible? It's just the same name. And I've already said that the video is fake. There is no way it can be so powerful. Freshman. Lin Yang didn't know that someone was discussing him next to him. When he heard what the lady at the front desk said, he couldn't help but feel a little strange. On the hot search. What on the hot search? Since the kamikaze team was late in completing its mission, he and Luo Saidong had just returned from the occupied area. They hadn't even eaten dinner and didn't check their phones, so naturally they didn't know that he was on the hot search. So you are the classmate Lin Yang who killed hundreds of giant winged birds in the number 9 occupied area, right? The young lady at the front desk's eyes lit up and her attitude became many times more enthusiastic. Lin Yang nodded, he was a little surprised. However, he could probably guess that it was probably the recyclers and freshmen who took the video with their mobile phones and posted it on the internet, which caused such a big hit. Lin Yang suddenly felt a little regretful. There is no internet celebrity economy in this world, and there is no live broadcast to bring goods. Otherwise, he would have to take advantage of this wave of popularity to sell goods and get something for 79 yuan. Eyebrow pencil, if you get 1 or 2 weeds, you will be completely free from wealth. Captain, did you hear that? That boy has already admitted that he is the freshman Lin Yang who killed hundreds of giant winged birds. I didn't expect that we would actually see a real person. The members of the stinging team all looked shocked. TCH, who can't say that? I can say it too, I am Lin Yang, Chen Yang, Gao Yang. Captain Kai Jie is still holding on. The young lady at the front desk had already found the commission task of the golden-horned giant rhinoceros. After she checked that the information was correct, she smiled enthusiastically and said, Mr. Lin Yang, your task has been found for you. Now I will deliver the task item, which is the golden horn. With the golden horn of the giant rhinoceros, you can complete the mission and receive the commission money. Good. Lin Yang nodded. He took out the space storage device and took out the golden horn of the golden-horned giant rhinoceros. The lady at the front desk came out to check, and after confirming that it was correct, she nodded slightly. This is indeed the golden horn of the golden-horned giant rhinoceros. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Lin Yang. I will help you with the final task delivery now. The lady at the front desk asked 3 staff members to come over and move the golden horn away. She also operated on the computer system. Mr. Lin Yang, give me your brave card, and I will transfer the commission money to your account now. Quote. Lin Yang nodded and handed his brave card to the lady at the front desk. The lady at the front desk clicked on the brave card operation screen, and Lin Yang's brave card information was immediately displayed in front of everyone. Name, Lin Yang. Gender, male. Age, 18. Occupation, student, school, God's Training Academy. Grade, freshman. Level, Gold LV6. Number of ferocious beasts killed, 1700. Golden horned giant rhinoceros, level 4, 1. Giant winged bird, level 4, 608. Account amount, 348,550,000. This is actually true. Captain, did you see it? Gold LV6, more than 600 giant winged birds, that video is not fake, it is real. And that Lin Yang is really just a freshman in college. 340 million, that's really rich. The members of the stabbing team nearby also saw it, and they were all shocked. Captain Kai Jie was also stunned. If it were said that before, he He could find various excuses to excuse himself and not admit that he was wrong. But now, Lin Yong has put all kinds of information on it. It is simply an ironclad fact. He can't even admit it. Okay, Mr. Lin Yong, the commission fee for the task has been transferred to your account. Okay, trouble. Lin Yong took the brave card and found that about 5% of the 30 million mission commission fee seemed to be deducted, which is a handling fee of 1.5 million. He felt a little sore at that time. 1.5 million, almost 20 spiritual crystals. Lin Yong left. The lady at the front desk looked at Lin Yang's retreating figure and showed a naughty smile. She had secretly written down Lin Yang's contact information just now. As for why Lin Yang's contact information was written down, there is no need to explain it clearly. This is still a world where the strong are respected. What woman wouldn't like a handsome, highly qualified, and powerful man? Anyway, the Gods Training Academy is only about 1 kilometer away from here. Maybe she can get closer to the water and get the moon first. Captain, didn't you just keep saying that the video was fake? What now? The team members were about to tease their captain, but they found that the captain, CJ, was typing something on his cell phone. This made them a little curious. Captain, what are you doing? No, isn't it true that we have witnessed the freshman super genius? We are already ahead of 99.9% of the people. This is a very glorious thing, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Several team members didn't quite understand what CJ meant, so they went over to take a look, only to discover that CJ had posted a comment in the comment area of that video. Moreover, he actually secretly took a photo of Lin Yang's back just now. I am Kai Jie, the captain of the Thornhead team, and I declare that this video is real, and I have also met the person who made the video. He is really a super genius. This is the evidence. Picture. Question mark, question mark, question mark. The team members were all stunned. They said they didn't like him before, but now that they knew it was true, they ran to take advantage of it. This behavior is so shameless. However, people are still quarreling fiercely on the internet. No one believes what Kai Jie said, and many netizens even responded directly. You mean it if you tell the truth. Who do you think you are? Pick your nose. If you declare that you are a fool, I may believe it contempt. CJ. As soon as Lin Yong came out of the Hunter Alliance, Luo Saidong ran over. She was also starving. When Lin Yong went to the Hunter Alliance to deliver the commission task, she ran to buy something to eat. She bought a dozen egg tarts and 4 grilled sausages. Lin Yong, here it is. Luo Saidong asked Lin Yong to eat her egg tart. Your stomach isn't growling now, is it? Lin Yong took the egg tart and smiled with a slightly teasing tone. Luo Saidong was so hungry that his stomach growled and his face turned red with embarrassment because the kamikaze team had been delayed for too long. No more shouting. By the way, Lin Yong, did you know that you were on the hot search? Luo Saidong looked excited and handed the phone to Lin Yong to look at. I know, I just found out about it inside. Lin Yong nodded, and he didn't care much. It's very late, let's go back to school. Yeah, let's go. 8 p.m. At this moment, Dean Lopesi had an unusual guest at his house. A silver-haired old man. He is Luo Pisi's father, Luo Saidong's grandfather, Luo Karen. Now the two father and son are staring at each other, and the atmosphere is very tense. General, Luo K's ninja skills are superior, and the car in front of the door hits the vital point. Quote. Luo Pisi's face became a little constipated. Of course, Luo Karen came to Luo Pisi not just to play chess. You should know why I came to you this time. Luo Karen stroked his beard. I know you are doing this for Saidong's sake, right? Luo Pisi narrowed his eyes. After speaking, Luo Pisi played with the chess pieces with his hands and returned to the previous situation where he had not been checked. Luo Karen looked contemptuous. You brat, do you know how to play chess without regrets? Luo Pisi said nonchalantly. You distracted me just now by talking to me, so I went in the wrong direction, so that doesn't count. By the way, that's how I originally wanted to go. Lopez returned to his normal position and strengthened his defense. Snapped. General, dead move. Luo Karen took over again, but this time he used a cannon. Quote. Luo Pisi's expression became constipated again. I'm looking for you this time not only because of my own will, but also because of the family's internal request. Luo Karen directly ate up Luo PC's handsomeness, and did not give Luo PC a chance to regret his move. Is it really appropriate for you to let Saidong live with that boy named Lin Yang? That's fine with me. Luo PC wanted to snatch his handsome man back, but found that Luo PC had thrown his handsome man into the trash can. Quote. Luo PC's brows twitched. I tested Lin Yang on the first day he came here. He is a gentleman. In addition, Saidong is not an unreasonable person. What should be done and shouldn't be done. She knows what to do. Luo Karen got up from the chair. Is there a possibility that you are too optimistic? Luo PC stood up and walked towards the trash can. Quote. Luo Karen turned around and left. Saidong is not only the hope of our Rolo's tribe, but also your precious daughter. You should pay more attention to her. At least I think you have to investigate occasionally. Luo Karen had already walked away, and Luo PC came to the trash can. He bent down and picked out the handsome inside. Although I feel reassured about Lin Yang and Saidong, what my father said makes sense. Let's go and investigate. Luo PC put the chess pieces back on the chessboard. He turned his face and looked at the clock on the wall. It's only around 8 o'clock now, which is a bit early. Let's wait until around 11 o'clock to explore. Luo PC learned from Luo Saidong before that usually, the two of them practice until about 11 o'clock every night. Although he thought it was impossible, if the two of them really wanted to do something, it would definitely have to be after 11 o'clock. 11 p.m. On the bed, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong sat opposite each other. As the holy golden light emanating from Lin Yang gradually dissipated, he had exited the state of cultivation. That's it for tonight. Lin Yang exhaled and prepared to get out of bed. Luo Saidong opened her eyes, and she pulled Lin Yang. Lin Yang, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I always feel that the divine light you emit tonight is much stronger than before. Is there any? Lin Yang was slightly startled. Yes, I tried to open my eyes on the way, and I clearly felt that the light from your body was brighter than before. Luo Saidong was a little excited. In addition, my accumulation of divine attributes has also been nearly 1.5 times faster than before. Is that so? Lin Yang was a little confused. His practice tonight was obviously the same as usual, no different. Luo Saidong thought for a while. Lin Yang, have you awakened for the second time? For example, awakened the light system. Hiss. Lin Yang was a little surprised at the time. You actually know. This afternoon, after he defeated the golden-horned giant rhinoceros, he unlocked the A-level light skill, Sun Fist, by completing system tasks. In other words, it is indeed the second awakening of the light system. But he didn't expect that Luo Saidong was so sharp. He could guess it just by the brighter light of the divine system he gave off during practice. Could it be that after awakening to the light system for the second time, the power of my solar irradiator has increased? Lin Yang thought of a possibility. So that's really what happened. Luo Saidong became even more excited. She seemed to have thought of some good idea. Her big eyes looked at Lin Yang with expectation. Lin Yang, you should be able to use the power of light now, right? Can you face it? Shall I do it? I feel that in that case, I will absorb the attributes of gods faster. Coming to you. This. Lin Yang was a little embarrassed. You know, his light skill is not a warm irradiation. A sun punch that can produce a blinding effect in a short period of time. If this were used on Luo Saidong, it would probably blind Luo Saidong. Isn't it possible? Luo Saidong pursed her lips and decisively launched a coquettish offensive. She held Lin Yang's arm and shook it repeatedly. Lin Yang, I know you are the best, just give it a try. Okay, I think let's see if that can help me absorb the attributes of gods faster. Ah, okay, as long as you close your eyes, it should be fine. Lin Yang thought for a while and decided to satisfy Luo Saidong. It's not that difficult for him anyway. And you can also try new tricks and see how they work in practice. Ah, close your eyes. Luo Saidong was slightly startled. She didn't know what came to her mind, and her face suddenly turned red. Okay, then I'll close my eyes. Luo Saidong has never been in love and has a simple personality, but during this time she had read some pure campus romance novels on a whim, and she also knew that the male protagonist would close his eyes when he and the female protagonist were intimate. She was thinking that when Lin Yang asked her to close her eyes, was he going to kiss her? She thinks it shouldn't be the case, but if Lin Yang really wants to kiss her, what should she do? Should she refuse? Or should she just follow Lin Yang? Luo Sidong's thoughts have flown to nowhere. At this time, Lin Yang saw that Luo Sidong had closed his eyes, and he felt that he could use the Sun Fist. Sun Punch. Lin Yang gave a cold shout in his heart and assumed the posture of using the Sun Fist. At that moment, extremely dazzling white light burst out, all rushing towards Luo Sidong. Ah! Luo Sidong screamed out for some reason. And it's still called a thief that destroys the soul. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Lin Yang felt his heart tremble. What's going on? Luo Sidong opened her eyes, her face was a little red, and she came closer with excitement. Lin Yang, what did you do just now? I feel so good. I have also absorbed many attributes of gods. How did you do that? That should be considered one of my light skills. Lin Yang subconsciously kept a little distance, his expression a little unnatural. Lin Yang, I still want it. Luo Sidong's eyes were filled with anticipation. Lin Yang, please continue, don't stop, okay. Okay, just close your eyes. Lin Yang felt that it was okay to challenge his weaknesses once in a while. Luo Sidong nodded and closed his eyes obediently. Lin Yang breathed out. After trying the moves just now, he already had a general understanding of the A-level light skill, Sun Fist. The effect and power are similar to those in the anime, but there are some subtle differences. The Sun Fist in the anime is a large-scale disruption. Both the enemy and one's own side will be affected by the blinding effect of the Sun Fist. But his Sun Fist has a locked buff. In other words, it is a small-scale single attack. Except for the locked target, others are almost unaffected. The time is also short, only about 2 seconds of action, but because it is more concentrated, the power will be stronger. To describe it vividly, it's like 100,000 times flash. Lin Yang also knew the reason why Luo Sidong's divine attributes suddenly surged. Luo Sidong can improve his divine attributes by absorbing his God-type solar energy. That is to say, the greater the divine light he emits, the stronger Luo Sidong's absorption effect will be. The light of the Sun Fist can blind people. You can imagine how dazzling it is, and the effect of Luo Sidong's absorption is certainly not worth mentioning. Sun Punch. Click. Ah. Click. Ah. Click. Ah. Lin Yang, don't stop, continue. Quote. Click. Ah. Lin Yang, hurry up. Don't stop. Quote. It's 11:05, it should be almost there. Luo PC felt that the time was almost up and it was time to investigate the situation of her daughters Luo Sidong and Lin Yang. Luo PC's eyes narrowed slightly, and his body actually glowed. In addition, his body and appearance also experienced some changes. Especially the ears. It was obviously not the shape of a human ear, but more like an elf's ear. Obviously, Luo PC used his elf talent. What he looks like is the first stage of his talent form. A surge of spiritual perception quickly expanded with him as the center. Under normal circumstances, Luo PC can sense the situation within a radius of 500 meters, but the apartment where Lin Yang and Luo Sidong live is a bit far away, and 500 meters is definitely out of reach. Therefore, he needs to activate his talent form. In his current first stage talent state, he can sense situations within a 2-kilometer radius. This distance is enough to reach the apartment where Lin Yang and Luo Sidong live. Soon, Luo PC's perception range had reached the apartment. However, Luo PC did not directly investigate the situation in his daughter Luo Sidong's room. As the dean of a top university, he naturally knew how to respect his children's privacy. As long as he is at the door and listens to the sounds inside, he can roughly judge the situation inside. Luo PC didn't pay much attention to what his father Luo Karen was worried about previously. After all, he trusted Lin Yang and knew that his daughter Luo Sidong was not the kind of girl who had no sense of proportion. Finally, Luo PC's mental perception had reached the door of Luo Sidong's room, and she began to hear the sounds coming from inside. Luo PC was not nervous at all. He even picked up the cup and prepared to taste the good tea. Lin Yang, don't stop, continue. Ah, hurry up, don't stop. The sound is very clear and loud, comparable to watching it live, the sound is immersive. Luo Pc's face froze, and the cup in his hand fell on the table. The next morning, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were walking in the corridor, preparing to go to the classroom. Classmate Lin Yang. Oh no, Brother Yang, good morning. Hello, Brother Yang. Good morning, Brother Yang. There was a very magical phenomenon during school today, that is, after Lin Yang left the apartment, many of the freshmen he met along the way greeted Lin Yang, and they were very enthusiastic. Luo Saidong next to her pursed her lips. She was a little envious. Lin Yang, you are so popular in our freshman year now. If she remembered correctly, 70 or 80 people had already taken the initiative to say hello to Lin Yang from the time she came out of the apartment to the time she almost arrived in the classroom. And she, the dean's daughter, a once-in-a-hundred-year proud daughter of the Rolos tribe, has only been there 2 or 3 times. That's for sure. Lin Yang smiled, but he knew the reason. Don't you look at who turned the tide and saved them from those 4th-level ferocious beasts yesterday afternoon. Not to mention everyone, as long as there is no big problem with their brains, they all know how to be grateful. In addition, this is a world where the strong are respected. Lin Yang showed such strong strength yesterday afternoon, and most freshmen will definitely have feelings of admiration and worship for him. It is no exaggeration to say that most of the students in the first grade are already his fans. No, when little fans see their idols, they will definitely run over to say hello proactively and enthusiastically. Behind Lin Yang and Luo Saidong, there were also 2 people walking together, but the treatment they received was a bit different. Sisters, don't be fooled by that guy's name is, the second high school student in Sha country. This guy is not powerful at all, and he lacks courage and loyalty at the critical moment. He is simply terrible. Cowards who back down at critical moments, bah. Joker, H.E.2E. Not only was it criticized wildly by everyone, but some even boycotted it. It was obvious that those 2 people were Jiu Ziyu and his henchman Wang Dao. Wang Dao was embarrassed, and at the same time he was also confused. Young Master Jiu, what's going on? Why do you feel like you have become a street rat now? Yesterday, Wang Dao also reported to the logistics department of the Awakened Association and went to recover the bodies of the ferocious beasts, but he went to occupied area number 5, so he didn't know what was going on with GUUs. What kind of street rat? If you can't speak, just shut up. GUZU was already in a bad mood after being criticized and boycotted by everyone. But now that he heard the doglegs describing him like this, he became even more angry and sprayed Wang Dao in the face. Wang Dao was a little depressed. He was just telling the truth. Why did he get angry at him? Mad, it's all Lin Yang's fault. GUZU glared fiercely at Lin Yang, who was not far ahead, and he was so hateful that he gritted his teeth. It's only the 3rd day of school, and he has gone from a heartthrob who is very popular with girls to a street rat that everyone shouts about and beats up. He felt that this was all caused by Lin Yang. But what makes him extremely depressed is that because Lin Yang is so powerful that he can easily defeat even 5 to 604th level ferocious beasts, how can he be Lin Yang's opponent? GUZU also asked his father Gu Chengalin for help, but because one day changed, from Lin Yang, who should be a 3rd level awakener, to being able to defeat the 49 on the strong list, his strength has reached at least the 5th level, and now he can easily kill hundreds of people. The first 4th level ferocious beast may be a 6th level strong man. Gu Chengalin went from being a rice bucket to him, and now he is a rice bucket among rice buckets. Of course, despite the scolding, Gu Chengalin will still find a way. After all, Lin Yang's qualifications are too monstrous. If he is allowed to fully grow up, he will probably be completely abused in the National College Student Awakener competition. Their school cannot afford to lose face. GUZU can only hope that his father can help him think of some solution, otherwise, he will not be able to do this undercover mission. I can only be by others, but I can't others. This is so frustrating. And most importantly, no girl in the freshman year wanted to be by him. After school ended at noon, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong walked out of the teaching building. By the way, Lin Yang, my father asked you to go to the dean's office to find him after you finish eating. Luo Saidong said. Dean, Lin Yang was slightly startled. He has something to do with me. Probably, but I asked him what happened and he didn't tell me. Luo Sidong pursed his lips. Okay, let's go eat first. I'll go after dinner. Lin Yong didn't pay much attention. After saying that, he and Luo Sidong walked towards the dining hall. The two of them didn't know that not far away, there was a very coquettish red-haired woman secretly watching. That handsome guy is junior brother Lin Yong, right? I didn't expect that he is not only a monster of talent, but also powerful and handsome. Junior sister Sidong, I'm sorry, senior sister may want to steal your little boyfriend. The red-haired woman licked her lips, and her smile turned evil, but you can rest assured, I will return it to you when I'm done enjoying it. After eating, Lin Yong and Luo Sidong separated and went to the Academic Affairs building. Just when Lin Yong walked about 20 or 30 meters in front of the Academic Affairs building, a red-haired woman walked up and walked directly in front of him. You are junior brother Lin Yong, right? A beautiful smile appeared on the red-haired woman's lips. I am, senior sister, do you know me? Lin Yong nodded and said politely. Not far away, some students saw what was going on here, and their expressions were a little surprised. Isn't that the witch, Hong Mei, who is 10th on the strongest list? Who is she targeting again this time? I think I've seen that face somewhere. He's not the super freshman who defeated Ji Yuziyu, the second high school student in Sha State, and Luo Yang, the 49th on the strong list, on the first day of school. Lin is it Yang? He was actually targeted by Hong Mei. It's not that I'm actually being targeted, but I'm definitely going to be targeted, right? Every year when new students start school, Hong Mei is the first to be targeted. Which one is not the one with the most outstanding qualifications among the freshmen? It's over. The super freshman is being targeted by the red charm. I'm afraid he's going to be crippled. Those students obviously knew the red-haired woman, and they looked at Lin Yong with some sympathy. That's for sure. Junior brother Lin Yong has become famous in school recently. How could senior sister not recognize him? Hong Mei smiled sweetly. Senior sister, you've received the award. By the way, I still don't know your name, senior sister. Since he is a senior brother and senior sister, Lin Yong is still more polite. After all, Wang Zuan's example told him that building a good relationship with his senior sister would bring great benefits. Senior sister, my name is Hong Mei, you can just call me senior sister. The red charm smiles warmly. Okay, senior sister. Lin Yong nodded. He thought Hong Mei was quite beautiful, even if compared with Luo Sidong, there was still a gap. Senior sister, are you looking for something to do with me? Yes, senior sister, you have something urgent to ask for, junior brother. Hong Mei looks anxious, making people's hearts beat faster just by looking at her. I heard that junior brother, you killed hundreds of 4th-level ferocious beasts in the number 9 occupied area yesterday. Senior sister, you think you are so powerful, so, senior sister, I want to ask you for a favor. As Hong Mei spoke, her pupils gradually turned red, giving people a charming and dangerous feeling. Help, however, before he finished speaking, Lin Yong became a little wary, and he quickly took a half-step back. Senior sister, do you want to borrow money from me? Quote. Originally, Hong Mei was already creating an atmosphere, but Lin Yang's attack ruined the atmosphere. Junior brother, you are wrong. Senior sister, I am not short of money. I am not trying to borrow money from you. Hong Mei's emotions were a bit incoherent after being like this by Lin Yong, and she was stuck between being angry, coquettish and confused. She was also puzzled and didn't understand why Lin Yang's brain circuit was so unique. Speaking of which, she is a beautiful senior sister with outstanding looks and a hot figure. She comes here specifically to chat and chat. Under normal circumstances, shouldn't she be associated with the idea of having a romantic relationship? Why do you think of borrowing money? By the way, this fairy doesn't look like she's short of money. But in fact, you can't blame Lin Yong for thinking wrongly. What did Hong Mei say just now? She mentioned that Lin Yong had killed hundreds of level 4 ferocious beasts, and then turned to asking Lin Yong to help. In Lin Yang's understanding, killing ferocious beasts, and making money, can almost be equated. No, Hong Mei first mentioned that he had killed many 4th-level ferocious beasts, and the topic immediately turned to help. His first thought must be to borrow money. At present, Lin Yang does not have much financial pressure, but he is still close to true financial freedom. He must be cautious when borrowing money. Otherwise, if you can't handle it well, you will be poor again. How can you deal with it? Really, that's good. Lin Yang breathed a sigh of relief. Quote. Hong Mei couldn't stand it any longer. No, isn't this junior brother Lin Yang a genius among geniuses? This genius among geniuses is still short of money. Moreover, he killed so many level 4 ferocious beasts yesterday, so he shouldn't be short of money. Then senior sister, what do you want me to help you with? Lin Yang asked. Hong Mei adjusted quickly, and she looked a little embarrassed. Actually, it's not a big deal, I just want you, junior brother, to help me practice. Help you practice? Lin Yang didn't quite understand. Yes, Hong Mei nodded, and she stuck out her tongue in a little embarrassment. Junior brother, don't look at senior sister like this. In fact, I am very stupid. I am already a senior, but I am not as powerful as you, junior brother. Not far away, the two junior students were still watching, and at this time two people came over. Senior brother Wang, senior brother Xie, what are you looking at here? Hey, you two senior brothers won't look at pretty girls here, right? As soon as the two came over, they put their hands on the shoulders of the two junior students. Obviously they knew each other. The two junior students were about to speak, but at this time the two junior brothers had already followed their gazes and recognized Lin Yang at once. Isn't that Brother Yang? Why is he here? It's really Brother Yang. Brother Yang was actually approached by a red-haired beauty. Brother Yang is really popular. It's obvious that the two newest people who came here are both freshmen. Moreover, they were all rescued by Lin Yang in the number 9 occupied area, and they all made Lin Yang their idol in their hearts. Now that I see Lin Yang, I am naturally very happy. The two of them even wanted to walk over as they spoke. What are you doing? Don't run there, it's dangerous there. The two junior students were shocked and quickly grabbed them. Danger? What danger? Yeah, we just went over to say hello to Brother Yang, how could it be dangerous? The two freshmen were a little confused. We're not saying it's dangerous for you to say hello, but, did you see that red-haired girl? That girl is very dangerous. Yes, that woman is very dangerous, you'd better not go there. The two junior students said quickly. Isn't that a beautiful red-haired sister? Why is she dangerous? That's because you don't know that the red-haired girl is not an ordinary student at all. She is the 10th strongest person in the school's strongest list, the witch Hong Mei. A junior student explained quickly. Even if she is the 10th strong person on the list of strong people with a scary name, she is just a more powerful senior sister. Do you need to be so afraid of her? Yes, even if she is more aggressive, it would be fine if we didn't provoke her. We are all at school anyway, so we shouldn't say we should be afraid, right? The two freshmen were a little confused. Forget it, let me tell you, you will know sooner or later anyway. The two juniors had no choice but to explain. The reason why that woman is scary is not because she is the 10th strongest person, nor because she has a fierce personality, but because she can steal other people's qualifications, stealing the results of other people's cultivation. She is a witch. What? Steal other people's qualifications? Steal other people's achievements in cultivation? The two freshmen were a little confused. Brother Xie, did I hear it correctly? Can this qualification still be stolen? Of course it's not possible under normal circumstances, but that woman has a very weird talent, contract transaction, which allows her to steal other people's qualifications and thereby steal the results of other people's cultivation. A junior student explained. As long as she uses her talent, she can generate a transaction contract, which can take away 50% to 70% of that person's cultivation results within a limited time. Can this still happen? The two students were a little dumbfounded. But, doesn't it violate school rules to harm other students by force? This shouldn't be allowed, right? The disaster is indeed a disaster, but she does not force others. Even the students who are harmed by her are very happy, so the school will not care about it. The two juniors had sore faces. Very happy. Isn't that true? Yes, who would be happy to suffer such a loss if someone forcibly takes away the fruits of cultivation? The two freshmen looked puzzled. Then let's talk about that woman's other talent. The junior student named Xie explained that Hong Mei is a 3 series awakener. Usually when she harms others, she will not only use one talent, but will use it in conjunction with her other talent, charm. When she uses charm, the other person will be fascinated by her, and will like her, and even become crazy about her. In this way, they will obey her words. When the time comes, she will give her a blowing kiss or a hug, and she will be able to wait, price exchange, and complete the transaction contract. Let me go, this combo is too buggy. Yes, with this combination of skills, wouldn't she be able to harvest anyone? Do whatever she wants. Then will we also be harvested by her? The two freshmen were surprised and a little scared at the same time. Well, actually, you don't need to be too panicked. Her charm sounds scary, but in fact, it can only confuse those who are not prepared for her. Those of us who know her name is Witch have some thoughts in our hearts. It's hard to confuse her. So, she will only pick new students who have just arrived in the new semester and don't know her. The junior brother named Xie explained. About 30 or 40 freshmen are harvested by her every year. This is why her qualifications are not particularly outstanding, but she can be among the top 10 in the strong list. So that's the case. The two freshmen breathed a sigh of relief, but they still didn't understand. Brother Xie, are you sure what she did does not violate school rules? No matter what, she is still harming others. I can understand your thinking, but in fact, this school is also difficult to define. First of all, what the red charm did was not murder or arson. It was just stealing some cultivation results. Secondly, everyone is doing it voluntarily, and there is no unpleasantness whatsoever. Even the students who were harvested are happier than the other. What can you say about them? The junior brother named Xie gave an example. If you really don't understand, you can substitute the goddess you are pursuing. One day she comes to you on a whim, is very enthusiastic about you, and asks you to buy her a bag. You will be so happy. No, I bought a bag for the goddess. But after buying it, she went back to treating you like a bitch and ignored you. Quote. Is this excessive? It is indeed excessive, but is it illegal? It is not illegal. Forehead. The two freshmen seemed to have had similar experiences. They were instantly enlightened and no longer had any objections. So, Brother Yang will have his qualifications harvested by that witch. Then won't he be miserable? I don't think so. Brother Yang can easily kill 500 or 600 4th level ferocious beasts. I'm afraid his strength has reached 5th or even 6th level. That witch's charm technique shouldn't work on him. After the two freshmen said this, the two juniors were also looking forward to it. They were all thinking that Lin Yang, a super freshman who could easily defeat Luo Yang, the 49th strongest person on the list, shouldn't be so easily smitten by the witch Hong Mei, right? Is he able to resist the charm of the red demon like never before? Or will he be harvested by the red demon like those geniuses in the past? There were many students walking around the academic affairs building, and other students also noticed Hong Mei. They watched and talked about it one after another. That classmate looks like Lin Yang, the freshman super freshman, right? He seems to be targeted by the red charm, he is going to be ruined. Another peerless genius is going to be destroyed. It's so tragic. So, senior sister, how do you want me to help you practice? Lin Yang was a little confused. It's very simple, as long as you, junior brother, lend some qualifications to senior sister, that's it. While Hong Mei spoke, not only did her expression become more charming, she also started to activate charm. Sorry, junior brother, your amazing qualifications belong to me this year. An evil smile appeared on the corner of Hong Mei's mouth, and her slightly glowing red eyes looked at Lin Yang. The strongest charm skill, I love you so much that I go crazy, activate it. This is a special charm skill specially prepared by Hong Mei for Lin Yang. As the 10th expert on the strong list, Hong Mei's ability to obtain information is definitely not bad, so she naturally knows about Lin Yang's defeat of Luo Yang and even easily killed hundreds of 4th level ferocious beasts. She deduced that Lin Yang's strength could reach level 5. In this case, ordinary charm would definitely not work on Lin Yang, so she had to activate the strongest charm skill that she could only use once a month. In that case, even a 6th level powerhouse might not be able to withstand it. Isn't it more than enough to deal with Lin Yang, the younger brother? That guy Hong Mei really activated the charm technique, and that super freshman Lin Yang is going to be finished. Many people around him noticed it, and they all took a breath, thinking that Lin Yang was in danger. However, at this moment, Lin Yang's Sharingan's defense mechanism was somehow triggered, and Lin Yang's Sharingan opened. Charm skills, charm spells, these are all considered spiritual attacks, so. Hong Mei was bounced back, as if she was shot, her whole body was bounced away. Lin Yang. People around. Lin Yang was a little dumbfounded. He didn't know why this weird senior sister Hong Mei suddenly flew away. And I just screamed. I don't know if my resistance is a bit weak now after last night. Everyone around was also stunned. What happened? Why did that enchantress senior sister suddenly fly away? Well, I don't know either, but the sound that senior sister called just now was so exciting. Ahem, junior brother, don't just keep chatting and talking about weird places. The junior fellow student named Xie coughed twice. That's not right, Lao Xie. Didn't that guy Hong Mei use the charm spell just now? Why did she suddenly bounce away? Bounce. Could it be that Red Charm's charm spell failed? Look at that classmate, he has a puzzled look on his face. It really doesn't look like he has been charmed. Hiss. That means Brother Yang has successfully resisted the harvest of that demonic senior sister. Brother Yang is so awesome. You are worthy of being my idol, Brother Yang is so awesome. The other students who were watching around heard the discussion of the four people, and they were also shocked. Oh my god, this is unprecedented. The demon girl Hong Mei actually failed to harvest new students. The harvest of the demon red charm failed. This seems to be the first time. No, I have to post such explosive news to the school forum. Finally, someone can control the demon girl. Lin Yang didn't pay attention to the onlookers around him. He walked up step by step. Because Hong Mei lay down, he didn't know whether he fainted or not. Senior sister. She called out, but Hong Mei didn't respond. Now Hong Mei is lying on the ground. She has indeed fainted. Her eyes have turned into the shape of love hearts, her face is red and she looks happy. What's going on? Lin Yang was stunned. A very good-looking and charming senior sister came out. The senior sister asked him for help in practicing, and then she bounced away and fainted. By the way, what is this all about? Lin Yang poked Hong Mei's face and found that there was still no response. Lin Yang is a little confused, because now he has to go to the dean's office to find Luo PC, and at 2:30 in the afternoon, he has to go to the enemy-occupied area to earn. He has gained experience and is very pressed for time. He has no time to care about this weird senior sister. Whoosh! At this time, a figure suddenly appeared instantly. It was a very handsome young man with a gentle smile on his face. This speed is so fast. Lin Yang's expression changed slightly. He felt that the young man was even faster than Mo Li before. That is to say, this person is most likely a 5th-level powerhouse. Holy crap, isn't that Xiao Shu who is ranked 7th on the strong list? He's actually here too. It's really Xiao Shu who is 7th on the strongest list. Has he returned to school? Many students around recognized the handsome man, and they all looked surprised. First he was 10th on the strong list, and now he is 7th on the strong list. Oh my god, this is an eye-opener. The two freshmen's eyes lit up. Although their number 1 idol now is Lin Yang, they also admire the top 10 masters on the strong list. I'm sorry, junior brother Lin Yang. In fact, I told her not to have any ideas for you before, but she didn't listen to me. I'm really sorry for causing trouble to you now. Senior brother will apologize to you on her behalf. The handsome man had a personable demeanor and bowed to Lin Yang to apologize sincerely. Question mark. Lin Yang was even more confused. What's your idea? Why can't I understand? Hello. Lin Yang just wanted to ask, but before he could speak, Xiao Shu picked up Hong Mei and disappeared with a swish. Quote. He left so suddenly. How inexplicable. Lin Yang shook his head and didn't care too much. He continued walking towards the academic affairs building. Not far away, some students had already posted the story of Lin Yang's successful defense against the demon girl Hong Mei, including pictures, on the school forum. There is no doubt that it once again caused an uproar on the school forum. Lin Yang came to the door of the dean's office and knocked on the door. Come in. Luo PC's voice came from inside. Lin Yang walked in. He was about to ask Luo PC what he wanted from him, but he found that Luo PC looked at him with a look that was half unhappy and half constipated, with two big black circles under his eyes. Question mark, question mark, question mark. This made him a little confused. Dean, what happened to your eyes? Were you beaten? Quote. Luo PC's expression became even more constipated. No, I just didn't sleep well last night. So that's it. Lin Yong nodded with an understanding expression. He had a similar experience in his previous life. He couldn't sleep at night and had to get up early to go to work tomorrow. His mood was so bad that he had nothing to say. Sit down. Luo PC motioned to sit down with his eyes. Lin Yong didn't think much and sat across from Luo PC, only to find a chessboard on the table. Dean, you specifically called me here because you want me to play chess with you. Lin Yong was a little stunned. I have something important to do with you. I just wanted to tell you while playing chess. Good. Lin Yong didn't pay much attention and started playing chess with Luo PC. By the way, you and Saidong. How did you make progress so fast? It was almost time for Lope to say goodbye, so he spoke. Obviously, he was asking about the deterioration of the friendship between Lin Yong and Luo Saidong. As Luo Saidong's father and one of the leaders of the Lolo's tribe, if something big happened to his daughter Luo Saidong, he must follow up on the situation. It's progressing so fast. Lin Yong was slightly startled. He thought Luo PC was asking about helping Luo Saidong improve his divine attributes, so he said with an analytical expression, well, I think there are two reasons. Quote. Lin Yong also knew that Luo Saidong would occasionally report the progress of his cultivation to Luo PC. No, since he and Luo Saidong practiced together, Luo Saidong's strength has broken through, and his divine attributes have also increased 6 to 7 times. This progress must be rapid. The first one, I must be working harder. Dean, you may think I am quite laid back, but in fact, I help Saidong improve every night. Lin Yong looked proud. Quote. Luo PC's hand that was playing chess froze. The two of them were not chatting on the same channel. What were Luo PC and Lin Yong talking about? It was about the deterioration of friendship. So in his opinion, the improvement that Lin Yong refers to as the kind of improvement. So he couldn't hold back at that time. Come every night. This mud horse. For the second one, I must be more powerful. Lin Yong felt a little proud when he said, the way I help Saidong improve now is not ordinary, they are all my own creation. What? Can you create this thing yourself? Everyone was dumbfounded when Luo Pei resigned. That's for sure. When Luo PC talked about his Sun Fist improving method, it was so exciting that he became very excited. That's what I came up with based on my own talent. This thing can also be combined with one's own talents. Luo Pei was dumbfounded. He felt that his brain could hardly keep up. He remembered that Lin Yang's talent was the elemental god. Currently, the talents for the second awakening include thunder, fire, water and earth. Hiss. Luo PC seemed to have thought of something, and he took a deep breath. Are you so good at playing? Of course it can, and the effect is amazing. Now Saidong feels very happy being promoted by me. She said she likes it so much and wishes I could keep. Stop. Luo PC couldn't listen anymore. His face turned red and he was about to explode with shame. The next second, he was bursting into tears, and his heart was about to collapse. In fact, he had already experienced Luo Saidong's wildness last night and was mentally prepared. But now, he found that he still seemed a little unable to accept it. At this time, there was a picture in his mind, which was the picture of his daughter Luo Saidong showing an innocent and cute smile. Now that picture is shattered with a click. My daughter, I didn't expect that you, who are usually so well behaved and quiet, would actually. What a sin. Lin Yong was a little confused when he saw Luo PC's eyes filled with tears and he didn't know whether he was heartbroken or something else. Dean, what's going on? He was crying with joy. Lin Yong thought of a possibility. What did Luo PC talk to him about just now? Let's talk about Luo Saidong's cultivation progress. Ever since Luo Saidong followed him, after practicing with him, how quickly did his strength improve? How quickly did he accumulate divine attributes? According to Luo Saidong, she is almost able to unlock her first form of Dawn Goddess. Compared with before, There was no God-type solar energy absorption and there was no progress in talent. Now it has made a big breakthrough. Under such circumstances, how could Luo-PC, as a father, be unhappy? Lin Yong nodded secretly, feeling that Luo-PC was a sentimental father. He was so happy with such a small improvement. If he helped Luo Sidong reach the top in the future, wouldn't Luo-PC be crying to the point of a torrent? Gee, this Dean is so emotional. Forget it, it has already happened. If it doesn't happen, just try to accept it. Luo-PC looked constipated for a while before accepting this fact. After adjusting his mood, he looked at Lin Yong. Ahem, Lin Yong, I won't say more about some things. In short, you remember to be responsible. Although Luo-PC felt that Lin Yong and Luo Sidong were developing a bit fast, he still liked Lin Yong as a child. His character, personality, and conversation are all good, and he is also a super genius with extremely extraordinary qualifications, and he is also handsome. Almost no shortcomings. If his future son-in-law is Lin Yong, it's not that he can't accept it. Lin Yong thought that Luo-PC was talking about helping Luo Sidong improve his divine attributes, so he didn't think much about it. Don't worry, Dean, I have a plan. No matter how busy I am, I will spare at least 3 hours every day to help Luo Sidong. Tong lift, that amount is definitely enough. Okay, as long as you know this in your mind, you don't need to tell me in such detail. Luo-PC's face turned red. He couldn't listen anymore and quickly interrupted. For at least 3 hours every day, he felt that Lin Yong was too fierce, and he didn't know whether his daughter Luo Sidong was hardworking or happy. But no matter what, now Lin Yong has a guarantee, and he has an explanation to his father and family. Of course, scolding is inevitable. Who made him swear so confidently before? Besides that, I have another request. That measure, ahem, remember to do it. Luo-PC coughed twice with an unnatural look on his face. He didn't want to become a grandfather so early. Measure. Lin Yong didn't quite understand it at first, but later he understood that it was a protective measure to improve Luo Sidong's divine attributes, such as asking Luo Sidong to close his eyes before using the Sun Fist. He quickly gave Luo-PC an okay gesture. Don't worry, Dean, with my original protective measures, Sidong will definitely be fine. ? Luo-PC was a little confused at the time. This original move is barely acceptable, but why is Nima so original in this protective measure? If it wasn't too embarrassing, he would have wanted to ask Lin Yong how to create original protective measures. Okay, just make sure you know what's going on. Luo-PC shook his head and was not too entangled. Anyway, he felt that Lin Yong and Luo Sidong should be measured. Even if there is no sense of propriety in that aspect, there will definitely be sense of propriety in this aspect, absolutely. Lin Yong nodded. Seeing a flaw in Luo-PC's chess game, he suddenly made a killing move. General, dead move, Lin Yong said cheerfully. Dean, I accept the offer. ? Luo-PC's expression was a little constipated, but he started to cheat again. Well, I was just chatting with you, so this step doesn't count. As Luo-PC spoke, he began to play with the chess pieces. Dean, are you a bit? Lin Yang's expression was a bit contemptuous. Haha, you want to say that you will never regret your move, right? In fact, I was just careless just now. That is not my real strength. Luo-PC wanted to fool around. Well, Dean, you misunderstood. What I want to say is, regret it and don't make the move. Lin Yong said. ? Luo-PC's face froze, and he obediently put the chess piece back. Lin Yong came out of the academic affairs building and unexpectedly found Luo Sidong waiting for him outside. He couldn't help being a little surprised, and walked over and asked, What's wrong, Sidong? Do you have something to do with me? Yes, look here quickly. Luo Sidong said and handed Lin Yong the mobile phone. Lin Yong took the phone and took a look and found that it was a post on the school forum. He didn't pay much attention at first, until he read the content of the post and was a little surprised. I defeated the 10th expert on the strong list. What's going on? Lin Yong, don't you have any impression? Luo Sidong explained to Lin Yong. Not long ago, did a girl with long red hair come to you and begged you to help her? Yeah, that seems to be a senior sister, she's weird. Lin Yong nodded and scrolled down the post. The moment he saw the photo, he was a little confused. So that strange red-haired senior sister is the 10th strongest person in the school. Yes, her name is Hong Mei, and her nickname is the Witch Hong Mei. You may not think she looks pretty, but in fact, she is quite bad. Luo Sidong introduced the situation to Lin Yong. Every year when freshmen start school, she will use the excuse of asking for help to coax a large number of freshmen into becoming cultivation slaves for her to squeeze, and provide her with a steady stream of cultivation strength. It took Luo Sidong a full minute to explain Hong Mei's situation to Lin Yong in detail. That's it. Now she has almost 150 practice slaves in the school. Those students who were deceived by her not only fell for her mentally and became her licking dogs, but also gave her 5% every day. The results of 60's cultivation are already in a semi-wasted state. I see. Lin Yong nodded. He had reviewed this matter, and he had figured out all the weird points about Hong Mei. By the way, Lin Yong, why did she want to harvest you? Not only were you fine, but she was lying on the ground by herself. Luo Sidong was a little curious. I'm not sure. Maybe her tricks didn't work on me, and maybe they were counterattacked. Lin Yong felt that the charm skill should be regarded as a mental attack, but his Sharingan could reflect the mental attack. In this way, it can be explained that Hong Mei was inexplicably ejected earlier. But he was a little confused. He didn't seem to have opened his Sharingan at that time. Could it be that he could rebound mental attacks under normal conditions? Lin Yong continued to draw and reached the comment area of that post. Our brother Yang actually defeated the 10th ranked expert on the strong list. Isn't this awesome? Surprised. Brother Yang is awesome. Call. But the number 10 on the strong list is too buggy, isn't it? It can actually reap the fruits of freshman's training. If it weren't for Brother Yang, I'm afraid there would be many innocent boys in our class who would be deceived by her horror. Freshman brothers, please remember. This beautiful red-haired senior sister is a devil. Don't let your guard down just because she is beautiful. She is a witch who can harvest qualifications. You must be careful not to be deceived by her. Red charm picture. This super newborn cow, the witch and the red charm can't do anything to him. Thumbs up. You freshman fools, get out of here. Our red charm goddess is not a witch, she is a fairy. Angry. Lin Yong returned the phone to Luo Sidong. Let's go, it's getting late. Let's go back to sleep. We're going to the occupied area again in the afternoon. Yeah, let's go back then. Luo Sidong followed Lin Yong. By the way, Lin Yong, what is my father talking to you about? It's nothing special, just let me work harder to help you improve. Well, I didn't expect your father to be quite emotional. Lin Yong felt this and sighed. Luo Sidong seemed to have thought of something. Her big eyes suddenly lit up and her expression became a little excited. Lin Yong, why don't we do that a few more times before going to bed? Are you still coming? You're a little addicted. Lin Yong, just satisfy me for a while. If you feel that there is not enough time, then we can only do it 2 or 3 times. Okay, I'm afraid of you. Do it 3 times. After doing it 3 times, we'll go to bed. Lin Yong was also drunk. The effect of Sun Fist on improving the attributes of gods was indeed outstanding, but he felt that Luo Sidong was a bit too addicted. He had to squeeze in time to do it several times before taking a nap. In another place on campus, 10 people gathered here. If anyone saw this scene, they would probably be shocked. Because these 10 people are all among the top 10 strong men in the Gods Cultivation Academy's strong list. The top 10 masters on the strongest list of the Gods Training Academy will gather every once in a while. At every gathering, something important happens. Are you all here? A long-haired man walked over. His eyes were unwavering, and he had a calmness and maturity that was beyond his age. Well, we're all here. What happened to Hong Mei? Someone noticed the sleeping Hong Mei lying nearby and couldn't help but feel a little confused. It seems you don't know the matter yet. Xiao Shu smiled softly. Hong Mei targeted junior brother Lin Yong, but not only did she not succeed, she actually fainted. It will probably take a long time before she wakes up. Lin Yong, is that the super freshman who easily defeated Luo Yang? Someone was shocked. Yes, Xiao Shu smiled and nodded. Oh, the red charm can't harvest him. It seems that the super freshman is very strong. Some people marveled. TCH, what's so strong? Maybe he just happened to defeat Hong Mei. Some expressed disdain. Xiao Shu didn't pay much attention. He looked at the long-haired man with calm eyes who spoke first. So Captain, why did you summon us here? It has to be said that the top 10 strongest people in the Gods Training Academy are not only classmates in the same class, but also in the same team. Every time they gather, there is almost always major action. The 6th level Beast King in occupied Area 11 is not dead yet. You should know this, right? I know, so we are going to kill it this time. Yes, it's hard to find a good opponent. Of course we can't let it go. The long-haired man nodded. 6th level Beast King. I'm excited. When will we set off? Now. Don't worry, wait until Hong Mei wakes up. By the way, Captain, junior brother Lin Yang seems to be pretty good. Do you want us to take him to see him? Xiao Shu seemed to admire Lin Yang very much, he suggested. Tisk, a freshman, is he worthy? Someone immediately expressed disdain. There's no rush for this. There will be plenty of time in the future. The long-haired man still looked calm. Captain, if the target is a 6th level Beast King, then it will probably take us a lot of time to get there this time. What should we prepare? Someone asked. Just prepare as usual. The 6th level Beast King is seriously injured, so it won't be too difficult. The long-haired man said. Haha, that's just right. We're going into battle lightly. I'm really looking forward to a fight with the 6th level Beast King. By the way, when we come back this time, let's get in touch with the junior brother named Lin Yang. He is very good and qualified to be the 11th member of our team. In the blink of an eye, 7 days passed. In these 7 days, Lin Yang's strength has taken a further step, breaking through to the 2nd low level. However, he was not very happy, but rather a little pained. First of all, there were too few tasks assigned by the system in these 7 days, so he obtained a B-level wind skill, Fire Wind Palm. And, most importantly, he earns very little. The 7 days combined are not even 1% of the previous day. The main reason was that something happened to Wang Zuan. He made an appointment with a junior sister and wanted to pick up girls. However, he encountered a vicious beast incident and was bitten on the buttocks by a ferocious canine beast. He had to stay in the hospital for half a month. No, the god of wealth is gone, and the income has plummeted. Lin Yang sighed. This was the 7th day he missed his senior brother, the god of wealth. As for Luo Saidong, her strength has also improved slightly this week. Although her improvement is not as fast as Lin Yang's, she is gradually approaching the 2nd level peak. This is the teaching building of the Gods Cultivation Academy. It feels quite ordinary. It's not as big as ours. Not only the teaching building, but the rest of their school is also average in size, far from our school. Since yesterday afternoon, many foreign students have come to the school, all wearing gorgeous school uniforms. But what attracts the most attention is not how gorgeous and beautiful their school uniforms are, but the school medal on their chests, Tiandu University. Yes, these foreign students come to the school they belong to, which is the 6th top university among the many universities in Sha Kingdom, Tiandu University. As for why they came to the Gods Training Academy, Lin Yang knew it. In the middle of next month, it will be the National College Student Awakener competition. During this time, many universities will hold exchange competitions. On the one hand, it is preparation in advance, and on the other hand, this is also a normal exchange between various universities every academic year. 3 days ago, the Gods Training Academy and Tiandu University negotiated and decided to hold an exchange competition. The venue for this exchange competition is right here at the Gods Training Academy. Those Tiandu University students who come to the Gods Training Academy are basically members of the Tiandu University team and the cheering group. At 10 o'clock in the morning, that is, 1 hour later, the exchange match between the Gods Training Academy and Tiandu University will begin. Now many students have gone to the arena and plan to watch the game. Lin Yang was not very interested. He had already made an appointment with Luo Saidong to go to the training room to practice. Since his performance in the talent training class just now was quite explosive, many students came to him for advice, which delayed him for some time. As for Luo Saidong, she and her 2 close friends went there first, and now Lin Yang is also leaving. Senior brother Luo, didn't you have an appointment with a girl from the Gods Cultivation Academy last night? What happened next? Did you, hee. Look at what you said. Have we, senior brother Luo, ever failed to pick up girls? You should ask senior brother Luo if that girl was moisturized last night. In the school corridor, two boys wearing freshman uniforms of Tiandu University spoke with compliments to the tall boy with a middle-parted hairstyle among them. More than just moisturizing, it's so wonderful. The tall man showed off a bit, and said with joy, although the figure is a bit poor, and the appearance is only about 70 or 80, but he is quite cooperative. What about black stockings, nurse cuz, maid cuz, tisk tisk. That's so cool, ha ha ha. Wow, senior brother Luo is indeed the king of picking up girls. We are so envious of him. Senior brother Luo, can you teach us how to pick up girls? We haven't eaten meat yet. The two junior brothers looked envious and asked for advice at the same time. They say you are stupid. Did you get this woman by picking her up? Was she attracted by attraction? The tall slender man said in a teaching tone, as the saying goes, the strong are respected. As long as you are strong enough and show your strength far beyond others in front of women, they will take the initiative to come and seduce you without flirting. When the time comes, you can just choose whichever one is pretty to play with, or you can just come together. Senior brother Luo, you said it so well. Senior brother Luo, please demonstrate. Can you personally guide us? The two junior brothers looked in admiration and begged at the same time. Guidance, right, okay, then you have to watch. The tall man couldn't see that there were several girls walking towards him in the distance. One of them, a girl with long silver hair, was extremely beautiful. He decided to show the two younger brothers and also capture the silver-haired beauty. He has played with many women, but this was the first time he saw one of the silver-haired beauty's level, and he naturally became interested. The tall man's eyes narrowed, and a surge of momentum burst out from him. Oh my god, this is a fourth-level peak powerhouse. The eyes of the three girls who walked by first lit up. Is that tall handsome guy a student of Tiandu University? Judging from the school uniform he is wearing, it looks like he is only a junior in college. He is already at the peak of the fourth level. He is so strong. I wonder if he has a girlfriend. I want to go over and get to know him. The tall man had already noticed the stunning looks from the three girls. He glanced at the two younger brothers, meaning, are you awesome? But what he cared about most was the silver-haired beauty. Just at this time, three silver-haired beauties also came over. Saitong, did you see that? That student from Tiandu University is so strong. He is only a junior in college, but he already has the strength of the fourth-level peak. He is so awesome. Yes, and he is so tall. He should be about 1.9 meters. Saitong, aren't you interested? Two of the girls looked surprised, but they found that the silver-haired girl in the middle didn't show any emotion. They were a little strange. The silver-haired beauty had a calm look on her face. She didn't even look at her. I'm not interested. I'm only at the peak of the fourth level in my junior year. Isn't it a bit weak? Tall man. Chapter 71. There is no doubt that the silver-haired girl is Luo Saitong. You're a junior, peak level 4, is this still weak? Yes Saitong, I think this is quite strong, right? The two friends around me were a little confused. How should I put it? Let's look at the reference object. Luo Saitong thought for a while. In the eyes of most people, the junior and fourth level peaks are indeed quite powerful, but to me, they are actually just average. Luo Saitong didn't mean to belittle the tall man, she was just making an objective evaluation. Not to mention a genius like Lin Yang, he could easily defeat a 5th-level strongman not long after he was a freshman, and kill 500 to 600 4th-level ferocious beasts in 2 minutes. Just to compare her, not long after she was a freshman, her strength had reached the peak of the 2nd level, and she was only 1 step away from the 3rd level. It is estimated that she can reach the 4th level peak in the first semester of her sophomore year. In this comparison, the tall man's 3rd and 4th level peaks are indeed average. Moreover, even if you take a step back and say that the tall man is really outstanding, she doesn't have to be interested. After all, tall men are not her type, and she shows off her strength to girls all over the street. This is obviously just to show off and find a partner. She would not be interested in such a messy man. Luo Saitong's two friends looked at each other. They were a little confused at first, but they soon realized. Saitong is using classmate Lin Yang as a reference, right? No wonder she is not interested. No, Lin Yang can easily kill level 4 ferocious beasts not long after he entered the freshman year, and his strength is estimated to be above level 5. In such a comparison, the peak of level 4 in the junior year is really not enough. Moreover, he's not as handsome as classmate Lin Yang. As they talked, Luo Saitong and the others had already walked away. Let me go, did I hear it correctly? That girl actually said that senior brother Luo is weak. Ordinary. Well, this is the first time I see senior brother Luo fail to flirt with a girl. The two freshmen from Tiandu University were a little surprised and a little embarrassed. Quote. Luo Gao, that is, the tall man, he failed to show off in front of his two junior brothers, not to mention how embarrassing it was. Ahem, that girl with silver hair is from the Lolo's tribe, you should know that, right? They have a higher vision, so it's normal not to be able to attract them all at once. After all, our target is those who don't. Such an outstanding girl. Luo Gao forced his respect, and after speaking, she walked towards the other three girls. He couldn't attract Luo Saitong, but he thought there was no problem with other girls. He did lose his face just now, but as long as he succeeds in a string of 3, he can regain the face he lost just now. What the two classmates said just now seems to be quite reasonable. In comparison, the boy from Tiandu University seems to be just average. Yes, the most important thing is that he is not handsome yet. However, as soon as he walked over, Luo Gao heard something bad. Quote. Luo Gao couldn't stand it any longer and immediately asked, I'm talking about 3 classmates. I am a 4th level peak powerhouse in my 3rd year. Is it a bit too much for you to say that I am just average? With my qualifications and strength, where is it? Compared to our first-year male idol, Lin Yang, you are indeed average. That's it, you think you are very powerful in the 3rd and 4th levels of your junior year, but that's just comparing with others. Compared with our male god, classmate Lin Yang, you are nothing, right? The 3 girls were a little unhappy when Luo Gao questioned them like this, and they directly shouted back. The male god, classmate Lin Yang. Luo Gao frowned when he heard this. You're the kind of pretty girl who chirps like a girl, right? What are you, pretty boy? Keep your mouth clean. That's right, our classmate Lin Yang is a super genius among super geniuses. He has been able to easily kill level 4 ferocious beasts since he was a freshman. His strength is at least level 5. He is a real strong man. Moreover, he has a long much more handsome than you. Stronger than you, and more handsome than you, do you understand? The girl was a little angry and shouted back without any politeness. You can kill level 4 ferocious beasts just as a freshman. Are you stronger than level 5 or above? Isn't this fake? Luo Gao was a little dumbfounded. These achievements, even if he is a junior and the 10th best student in the school, he cannot achieve these achievements, right? Is it possible for a freshman who has just entered college? What's fake? You're the only one who's fake, your whole family is fake. Stop following this guy's nonsense. He deliberately showed off his strength in front of us girls. You can tell he has bad intentions at a glance. Let's go and ignore him. Ah, I remembered it. It seemed like a girl said she was cheated last night. Maybe it was him. Let's quickly inform other girls so that they don't get cheated by the scum in the university these days. The 3 girls cursed and left looking disgusted and disgusted. What's going on? We obviously didn't do anything, so why are we like scum? That's right, this is what senior brother Luo did. It has nothing to do with us. The 2 junior brothers were lying on the gun. They all felt a little unfair and cast resentful glances at Luo Gao. They also knew that if Luo Gao did this, those girls would post information in school groups and forums, and their image as Tiandu University students would probably become very bad. To put it bluntly, because of Luo Gao alone, the image of this group of students who came to the Gods Cultivation Academy was seriously damaged. Quote. Luo Gao felt the resentment of the 2 junior brothers, and he was so embarrassed that he wanted to find a crack in the ground to crawl in. Mada, it's all the fault of that freshman god Lin Yang, it's all his fault. At the same time, he was furious. He felt that if it weren't for Lin Yang, His win streak of picking up girls would not have been terminated, and he would not have been embarrassed in front of his two junior brothers. Luo Gao felt that Lin Yang's claim that he could easily kill level 4 ferocious beasts as a freshman and that his strength was level 5 or above was absolutely false. He really wanted to give Lin Yang a beating to vent his anger, but the trouble was that he was a foreign student and didn't know who Lin Yang was. It's 10:30 in the morning. Arena. The college exchange match between the Gods Cultivation Academy and Tiandu University has started for half an hour, and the area is full of students from the Gods Cultivation Academy, all of whom are here to watch the game. However, at this moment, the entire arena was silent, and the atmosphere was extremely depressing. The person who best embodies this is Pang Gang, the team instructor of the Gods Cultivation Academy. His face is very heavy at this moment. In a heads-up match with 5 wins out of 9, they lost the first 4 games. In other words, there is no victory yet. If they lose the next sentence, their Gods Training Academy team will be completely defeated in the heads-up match with the humiliating result of 5 consecutive defeats. As the newly appointed team mentor, Pang Gang is under great pressure at this moment. He has set an unprecedented record of 0 wins and 5 losses just after taking office. He will probably be nailed to the pillar of shame in the history of the Gods Training Academy, sprayed all over his body by all the students in the academy, and scolded bloody by the school leaders. Head. On the other hand, the Tiandu Academy team, which had won 4 games in a row, was in an extremely happy atmosphere. They were even making all kinds of noises, and they were obviously getting a little carried away. Is this the strength of 3 consecutive championships? Isn't it too bad? No, it's not bragging to say it's better than Tito University. It can't even compare to our 6th-ranked Tiandu University. I'm so disappointed. It turns out that the Gods Training Academy team is such rubbish. Pang Gang could hear some disdainful remarks made by the Tiandu University team on the opposite side. He must be a little angry, but there was nothing he could do about it. After all, if the top 10 strongest players in the academy are not in the school, what can he do to win against them? It's like TNG's horse racing. His side is full of mid-range horses, and his side is full of top-grade horses. How to beat them? Therefore, Pang Gang cannot be blamed for this shameful situation. He has tried his best. When the gap in hard power is too big, no technique or tactics can make up for it. It's just that he feels a little miserable. How much effort did he put in to get into the position of the team's mentor? But in the first game he was in charge of, none of the team's main players were there. As a result, this first game set a new record for the worst record, and will soon be nailed to the pillar of shame in the history of the Gods Training Academy. Wow, my life is so miserable. Pang Gang almost wanted to cry. The students sitting near the Tiandu University team became a little angry when they heard those provocative remarks, and they all yelled at them. Why is our school rubbish? Please keep your mouths clean. You are leading now because none of the top 10 in our school are in the school. If they were here, you wouldn't be able to win a single round. That's right, you beat our school's second team, what's there to be proud of? Bah! The Tiandu University team cheering group was also very dissatisfied and pushed back. TCH, do you think you are the only one who lacks the main force? Our Tiandu University team is also good, isn't it? The top 3 players in our rankings are not here, so everyone is about the same. That's right, if you can't beat me, you can't beat me. What excuse are you looking for? Are you someone who can't afford to lose? Oh, I can't afford to lose, I can't afford to lose. There was a lot of quarrel between the two sides. The cheering group of the Gods Training Academy team was very aggrieved. They couldn't accept this kind of continuous defeat, so they racked their brains to think of a way. I can't stand it anymore. What's senior sister Hongmei's mobile phone number? I want to call her. Julie, haven't your summoning skills been upgraded? Can you summon a flying spirit beast? Then we fly to the occupied area to find our senior brothers and sisters. None of them wanted the home team to lose miserably, but they were helpless and couldn't think of any good solution in a short period of time. Opposite the arena, stood a rather elegant and handsome young man. He is Murong Feng, the 6th master in Tiandu Academy's ranking. With a displeased expression on his face, he shook his head slightly and said, I thought that after breaking through to the 5th level intermediate level this time, I would be able to compete well with the top 10 strong men of the Gods Training Academy. I didn't expect that none of them were here. What a pity. The other team members behind were also discussing. If the Gods Training Academy can't send any players who can compete with Murong Feng in the next round, then our Tiandu University team will sweep them 5-0 in this one-on-one match. It's too easy to win. I haven't even played. In this Tiandu University team, Luo Gao is actually there. At the peak of the 4th level, his strength was barely ranked 10th on Tiandu University's strong list, so he was also added to the team's roster this time. Of course, no matter in terms of strength or seniority, it would not be his turn under normal circumstances. Luo Gao pinched his chin. He seemed to have suddenly thought of some good idea, and shouted to the Gods Training Academy team, "Over there, doesn't your Gods Training Academy have a super freshman named Lin Yang? His strength seems to be no weaker than that of the top 10 strongest men on your list, right? If none of you can join, let him join." Luo Gao, are you stupid? Why are you going out to provoke others for no reason? The captain of the Tiandu University team frowned, not understanding what Luo Gao was doing. Don't be nervous, Captain, I'm just adding some entertainment to this one-on-one match. Luo Gao made an okay gesture toward the captain, which meant that he knew what was right. Opposite, the members of the Gods Training Academy team heard Luo Gao's words. They must be very unhappy when others provoke them like this. But at the same time, they were also a little stunned. Oh, what's going on? That substitute over there, he actually knows about the super freshman in our school. It seems that the opponent has not only studied our team's tactics and playing style, but also learned about our school's gossip. Tisk, this is incredible. It seems that they are very well prepared this time. But it also stimulated some team members. That's right, we have no way out now anyway, why not let the super freshman give it a try? That super freshman seems to have defeated the Red Charm before, maybe he can save the battle. Tutor, let's find that super freshman. Otherwise, we'll lose all 5 games. It would be too embarrassing. Several players couldn't help but suggest that as a team that has won 3 consecutive championships, they don't want to feel so aggrieved by losing. Super freshman, is that the freshman named Lin Yang? The chief instructor Pang Gang was slightly stunned. In fact, he had also heard about Lin Yang, but he felt that it was a bit exaggerated. Yes, mentor, none of the top 10 masters on the strong list are here. The only one we can beat them is the super freshman Lin Yang. One team member looked serious. Lin Yang, are they talking about Brother Yang? Are you talking about Brother Yang? Senior brothers and sisters, they don't want Brother Yang to fight, right? You want Brother Yang to do it. Is it so exciting? Some spectators nearby heard it, and their dim eyes suddenly lit up. Opposite, the captain of the Tiandu University team frowned slightly, increase a little entertainment. What if you accidentally screw up and ruin such a good situation? Don't worry, cheerleader, that guy over there is just a freshman, a pretty boy. He can't cause any trouble. Luo Gao explained quickly. Freshman, the captain finally understood. So, you are here to humiliate them. On the one hand, the main reason is because that guy has some grudge against me. Luo Gao's idea was very simple, he just wanted to take revenge on Lin Yang, the culprit who made him embarrassed in front of his junior brothers and set a record of failed to pick up girls. If the Gods Training Academy team accepts his proposal, then Lin Yang will be pushed to the arena. If Lin Yang doesn't dare to fight, then he is a coward. If he can easily kill the 4th level ferocious beast, his title of freshman god, with superior strength will be self-defeating and he will become the laughing stock of the whole school. If Lin Yang was forced to fight under pressure, how could he possibly win against the top 5 players on their side when he was just a freshman? He is sure that he will be tortured to pieces. No matter what the situation is, he can vent out the resentment Lin Yang brought to him before. Mentor, make a decision quickly. Otherwise, we will lose this round too, and we will be so embarrassed. Yes, mentor, we only have this last chance to make a comeback. The 3 team members were still persuading. The other team members did not speak. It should be said that most of them were defeated. They were in a bad mood and did not want to talk. But they felt that the suggestions of the 3 team members were worth a try. Anyway, the 11th strongest player on their side had already lost. With their current lineup, there was no way they could win against the opponent. I'm afraid they could only take a gamble. What you said about super freshman Lin Yang, that he defeated the red charm and that he could easily kill the 4th level ferocious beast, are all true, right? Pang Gang's face was a little tangled. The dean is not at school these days, and the vice dean is on a business trip. It is indeed very stressful for him, the new team mentor, to take risks and make decisions. The 3 team members nodded one after another. Just as they were about to speak, the freshman sitting next to them in the audience could no longer bear it and shouted loudly. It's true, more real than pearls. We encountered the 4th level ferocious beasts in the number 9 occupied area before, and it was Brother Yang who rescued us. At that time, he killed 500 to 600 4th level ferocious beasts by himself. Teacher Pang, please let Brother Yang come on. The only one who can save our school team now is Brother Yang. Did one person kill 500 or 600 4th level ferocious beasts? Pang Gang squinted his eyes and finally made up his mind. A trace of determination flashed in his eyes. Quickly, help me find classmate Lin Yang and let him play on behalf of our team. Good mentor. The 3 team members were very excited when they found out that Pang Gang had accepted their proposal. But they didn't dare to neglect, and immediately turned around and ran towards the audience. I would like to ask, are there any freshmen from Awakening Class A here? Are there any? All 3 of them knew that Lin Yang was from Class A of the freshman class. Now the best way to find Lin Yang was to go through Class A of the freshman class. Yes, the 3 of us are from Class A, freshman. Senior brother, are you looking for classmate Lin Yang? Someone responded immediately. The person who spoke was none other than Shang Renxin, the monitor of freshman Class A. The other 2 people around him are also freshman Class A students. They had also heard Luo Gao's provocation and the shouts of other spectators around them just now, so they could guess it. Yes, can I ask you to find classmate Lin Yang? The team member looked anxious. Since none of the top 10 on the strong list are in the school, the only one who can turn the situation around now is probably Lin Yang. Hey, do you really want Brother Yang to come over and compete? That would be great. Senior brother, don't worry and leave it to us. We'll go find Brother Yang now. 2 of the classmates became excited after hearing this and were about to set off. But at this time Shang Renxin said, 3 senior brothers, we can go find Lin Yang, but Lin Yang seems to be very busy, and we are not sure whether we can persuade him to come and participate in the competition. As the squad leader, Shang Renxin considered things more carefully. For something as important as this, you can't promise casually, saying that you will definitely find Lin Yang to come and participate in the competition. Otherwise, they would agree rashly but fail to bring Lin Yang over in the end. The consequences would not be something they could bear. It doesn't matter. As long as you, junior brothers, find classmate Lin Yang and explain the situation to him face to face. I believe classmate Lin Yang will come over. Of course, it doesn't matter even if he is too busy and can't get away. The team member looked solemn. Juniors, please. Okay senior brother, let's go find classmate Lin Yang now. Shang Renxin nodded, and after saying that, he ran away with the other 2 people. The 3 team members quickly returned to Pang Gang. Instructor, they have already set off to find classmate Lin Yang. Good. Pang Gang nodded, walked out, and applied for a tactical adjustment timeout. In the Awakener competition, whether it is a single or team final, there is a time to apply for tactical adjustments. In the arena, Murong Feng, who was 6th on Tiandu University's strongest list, looked at Pang Gang in the audience and smiled lightly. Instructor Pang, actually instead of making any tactical adjustments, you might as well combine the top 10 strongest players in your school. Otherwise, no matter how good the tactics are, they cannot make up for the gap in hard power. Murong Feng's words are not arrogant. In the team finals, tactics may have unexpected effects. But in the single-player final, the effect of tactics is very limited. When the strength gap is too large, tactics have almost no effect. Don't worry, I will find you an opponent that satisfies you, but you may have to wait for some time. As the team mentor, Pang Gang definitely cannot lose in terms of momentum. Now he can only hope that Shang Renxin and the others can bring Lin Yang. Otherwise, he will definitely lose this single match, and it will be a humiliating defeat. If that's the case, then it doesn't matter if I wait a little longer. The corner of Murong Feng's mouth raised slightly, vaguely looking forward to it. He came to the Gods Training Academy this time mainly because he had just broken through to the 5th level intermediate level some time ago. He felt that he had the strength to challenge the Gods Training Academy team that had won 3 consecutive championships, and wanted to have a good fight. But it happened that in this academy exchange competition, the 4 top masters from the Gods Cultivation Academy were not present. So even though he has won 4 games in a row now, he still doesn't feel satisfied. If a powerful opponent comes up, he will be very happy. Murong Feng walked down from the stage. Next to him, Wang Han, the captain of the Tiandu University team, had already seen that the Gods Cultivation Academy was looking for someone. He looked at Luo Gao with dissatisfaction. If it's because of your provocation, why? Someone gave me a clever trick, which ruined a good situation. Let me see what you do. Cheerleader and Shin, as I said just now, that guy is just a freshman and a pretty boy. He can't make any trouble. Luo Gao didn't take it to heart at all. Wang Han shook his head and didn't want to talk nonsense to Luo Gao anymore. He felt it was not safe, so he walked out and said to Pang Gang over there, Instructor Pang, the pause time for tactical adjustments is only 5 minutes. You should have not forgotten it, right? Wang Han's meaning is obvious, I know you are looking for someone. But if you don't find it back within 5 minutes, then even if you don't want it, you have to bite the bullet and send someone to get it, otherwise it will be dealt with as a loss. Don't worry, Mr. Wang, I will certainly remember this. Pang Gang smiled, he returned to the team members and began to lay out tactics. Yes, he had to be prepared. It would be best if Lin Yang could come over. If he can't come over, even if he adopts a risky strategy, his team still needs to win. Otherwise, not only will he be nailed to the pillar of shame in the history of the Gods Cultivation Academy, but he will also lose the face of their academy's 3 consecutive championships. After Shang Renxin and the others ran out of the arena, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong started calling and sending messages to see if you could contact them as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong are currently practicing in the training room, and both of them have turned off their phones. In the end, the 3 of them had no choice. After asking the class where Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were going, they went to 3 places respectively. Some classmates said that Lin Yang and Luo Saidong went back to the apartment, some said they went to the library, and some said they went to the practice room. Taking into account efficiency issues, the 3 of them split their operations. The place Shang Renxin went to was the training room. Considering the time issue, he also asked Lin Yang and Luo Saidong which training room they usually went to. Fortunately, a classmate had seen it before and knew which training room the 2 of them usually went to, so he told Shang Renxin about it. The room number was also provided, and it seemed that it was a 2-person training room. At that time, many people in the class discussed this matter, saying that Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were so full of CP that they had to stay together even for practicing. But some female fans of Lin Yang said that it was just because Lin Yang and Luo Saidong's talents were more compatible, and they would get extra bonuses if they practiced together. There are still 3.5 minutes, so hurry up. Shang Renxin had already learned in the group that there was only 5 minutes to adjust tactics, so he did not dare to ink anymore and ran towards the school training room with all his strength. Training room. At this moment, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong both completed a round of in-depth practice, and both of them opened their eyes. Lin Yang just wanted to get up and move his body, but unexpectedly Luo Saidong came up to him. Lin Yang, we have been practicing for more than an hour, why don't we take a break and do something else? Luo Saidong's big eyes looked at Lin Yang with excitement on his face. You want to do that again? When Lin Yang saw Luo Saidong like this, he immediately understood. Ever since he created his own Sun Fist improving method, and helped Luo Saidong improve for one night, Luo Saidong became addicted, clamoring for a few rounds whenever he had time. Almost every day, Lin Yang had to have with Luo Saidong 20 or 30 times. Yeah, Lin Yang, let's do it. But it's not very suitable here. There were a few black lines popping up on Lin Yang's head. It was nothing to help Luo Saidong get promoted in the apartment. In the end, only the 2 of them knew about it. As for the training room, even if there is a college exchange competition today and many students have gone to watch the competition, there is no guarantee that there will be other students practicing around. It doesn't matter, Lin Yang, because I have already sensed it. There is no one in the surrounding training rooms. Everyone should have gone to watch the game. Luo Saidong gave Lin Yang a reassuring look. Although she is somewhat addicted to Lin Yang's Sun God Ascension method, she is also the dean's daughter and knows to pay attention to the influence. The reason why she couldn't help but want Lin Yang to help her improve now was because she sensed that there was no one around. Are you sure there's no one around? Is there really no one around? Lin Yang confirmed. I'm sure, there aren't any. Luo Saidong raised 3 little fingers and promised seriously. Okay, but you can do it 5 times at most. It's only 5 times, okay. Luo Saidong pouted, looking dissatisfied with desire, but finally accepted. But these 5 times, I want the one that will be fired continuously. She was thinking that since she hadn't done enough now, she could continue doing it at night, so she didn't worry too much. Okay, Lin Yang nodded. In the past 7 days, he has made a new discovery, that is, his Sun Fist can not only be used as a single shot, but also in continuous attacks. Compared with the single shot Sun Fist, Luo Saidong obviously prefers the continuous Sun Fist. In this regard, Lin Yang said, "Me too, continuous Sun Punch. Click, 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 click. Ah. Click, 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 click. Ah. Lin Yang, don't stop, hurry up. Quote. Kakak. Ah, Lin Yang, you are so awesome." In the corridor, Shang Renxin ran over. Cultivation room number 20067, it's right in front. Enough time, enough time. Shang Renxin accelerated with all his strength and finally ran to the door of the training room. Shang Renxin raised his hand and was about to ring the doorbell. However, at this moment, "Ah, Lin Yang, don't stop, hurry up. Ah, Lin Yang, you are so awesome." Luo Saidong's extremely excited voice came from inside. Quote. The newcomers Shang Ren were dumbfounded. Is it so fierce? At the same time, his hand that was about to press the doorbell froze. Shang Renxin was about to cry. He didn't even know whether he should ring the doorbell. I would like to ask, if my classmate is crackling, how can I let him know that I have something urgent to do with him without disturbing him? Waiting online, it's quite urgent. Fortunately, Luo Saidong's mental perception was very strong, and she sensed it quickly. Lin Yang, there seems to be someone outside the door. It's the monitor, new classmate Shang Ren. Monitor. Lin Yang was stunned. Didn't he go to the game? I don't know either, but Lin Yang, I seem to be dead. Luo Saidong covered her red face, she was almost dying of embarrassment. She felt that Shang Renxin must have heard it more or less just now outside the training room door. It's okay, I'll go talk to the squad leader. It shouldn't be a big problem. Lin Yang didn't pay much attention. Since the first day of school when he brutally tortured Jiu Ziyu and Luo Yang, the 49th on the strongest list, all his classmates have been very enthusiastic towards him, and he has also become friends with many boys such as Shang Renxin. Between men, most of the time there is no need to explain anything in detail, just a look or a movement, and everything is understood. Luo Saidong nodded, she felt that Lin Yang was really reliable. But the next second she suddenly felt confused again. She and Lin Yang didn't seem to have done anything, so why was she embarrassed? How strange. Lin Yang went to the door of the training room and opened the door. Originally, Shang Renxin at the door was so anxious that he was stamping his feet. Now that he found the door suddenly opened, his face was filled with joy, and he was so excited that tears filled his eyes. Classmate Lin Yang, you figured it out, I'm looking for you. It was so hard to find it. Monitor, do you have something to do with me? Lin Yang was a little stunned. Shang Renxin was about to nod, but he found that Luo Saidong had also come out, and like Lin Yang, he was neatly dressed. He couldn't help but be a little confused. Are you ready to get dressed now? Isn't that too soon? No, could it be that I was standing at the door and disturbing classmates Lin Yang and Luo Saidong, so they had to finish early? I have sinned so much. Shang Renxin suddenly looked guilty. Yes, classmate Lin Yang, I have something urgent to do with you. But thinking that the situation in the academy exchange competition was very urgent, Shang Renxin had no time to apologize to Lin Yang. After adjusting, he quickly explained the situation that the Gods Training Academy team needed Lin Yang to play. It turns out the situation over there is so bad. Luo Saidong became a little uneasy. She quickly looked at Lin Yong, with a pleading look in her eyes. Lin Yong, the situation is very urgent now, but the top 10 senior brothers and sisters on the strong list are not in the school. I'm afraid I can only rely on you. That one, do you want to go? As the dean's daughter, Luo Sidong certainly didn't want her school to lose the competition. But she also knew that she couldn't force Lin Yong, so she had to ask Lin Yong for his opinion. Classmate Lin Yong, why don't you go? Not only is this a good opportunity for you to show off your skills, but you also help the school win the competition and you can get a very huge reward. Hiss. Lin Yang's eyes suddenly lit up. A huge reward. What is that? A bonus? No. It's not just the bonus. Shang Renxin was startled when he found that Lin Yong suddenly came up to him, but he quickly explained, it is said that if you represent the school team and win an important event, you will not only get 100 spiritual crystals, but also a huge bonus of 10 million, and there are extra credits. In short, there are many benefits. 100 spiritual crystals, plus 10 million in cash, that's 20 million. On top of that, there are extra credits. Lin Yang's eyes are shining. Classmate Lin Yong, there is still less than an hour left. If you want to go, hurry up, otherwise you will miss this opportunity to show off your skills. Tisk. Look at what you said, monitor. You are showing off your skills. This is for the school's prize, the school's honor. Lin Yong interrupted with a serious look. Shang Ren's new face was overjoyed. In other words, classmate Lin Yong, are you willing to play for the school? Yes, as a student of the Gods Training Academy, I naturally have to defend the school's honor. In fact, when Luo Sidong pleaded just now, Lin Yong was already a little shaken. Now there are generous rewards of more than 20 million, so he doesn't even need to think about it, he will definitely go for it. Phew, Luo Sidong looked at Lin Yang's serious look, and she was amused. She has been with Lin Yong for a long time, and now she can almost guess what Lin Yong is thinking by looking at every expression and movement of Lin Yong. She must also know what Lin Yong is thinking now. Luo Sidong felt that she would have to adjust her thinking in the future. If there was any situation in the school that needed Lin Yang's help in the future, then acting coquettishly and cutely would be too low-end, so she would have to use a high-end killer weapon. I guess she could handle anything she asked for. She suddenly thought, how about she try it tonight? So 10 or 8 times a night is too little. Can Lin Yong stay with her all night? Classmate Lin Yong, you have to seize the opportunity, there is only less than 50 seconds left. Shang Renxin looked at his watch. He was a little uneasy. 50 seconds is enough. The corner of Lin Yang's mouth raised slightly, and he used 3,000 thunderbolts, which turned into a bolt of thunder and lightning and rushed away. For the school's rewards, honors, who else would I rather be? Arena. Teacher, a junior brother said that he has found junior brother Lin Yong, and junior brother Lin Yong is also here in a hurry. A team member received a message from Shang Renxin. He was overjoyed and quickly reported to the team mentor Pang Gang. Really? That's great. Pang Gang's face also shook up. If Lin Yong comes, then their team may be able to avoid a disastrous defeat. But mentor, there is only less than half a minute left. Junior brother Lin Yong, can he make it in time? Yeah, there are only 25 seconds left, what should I do? I'm afraid we really won't be able to make it in time. The other 2 team members were extremely anxious. Pang Gang frowned slightly, and he also realized that there was not enough time. The Tiandu University team on the opposite side naturally noticed this. Captain Wang Han looked relieved. There are still 20 seconds left, and there is no movement at the entrance. It must be too late, right? It's not that I can't make it in time, it's that that guy doesn't dare to come at all, right? Luo Gao showed a smile that showed his conspiracy had succeeded. Although it is a pity that Lin Yong cannot be repaired severely, but Lin Yong does not dare to come, it will inevitably have some negative impact on Lin Yang's reputation. It was considered a small revenge for Lin Yong. You should be lucky, otherwise that guy would have arrived and ruined the good situation, and the consequences would be serious for you, huh? Wang Han snorted coldly, ignored Luo Gao and walked out. Teacher Pang, it seems that the person you were waiting for will not be able to come. So, stop wasting time and send someone to the scene quickly. Otherwise, it will be regarded as your God's Cultivation Academy admitting defeat. Wang Han looked at Pang Gang, who was not far over there, with a little pride in his eyebrows. Now there are at most 5 seconds before Pang Gang has to send his team members to fight, but those from the second team cannot be their opponents at all. So he will definitely win this singles final. And it was an unprecedented 5-0 sweep of the Gods Training Academy. Pang Gang frowned, but in the end there was nothing he could do. He sighed and was about to ask a team member to play for the final gamble. Whoosh! However, at this moment, a figure fell from the sky like thunder and lightning, and landed heavily on the arena just like a god descending. Bang! The huge impact caused the floor to burst open, and countless dust flew up. At that moment, a handsome face raised slightly. I can't make it. Who said that? It's Brother Yang. Brother Yang is here. Brother Yang is awesome. It's that freshman super freshman, and he actually came here. Many spectators around him recognized Lin Yang, and all of a sudden, the whole scene was excited. Especially those freshmen. They saw their idol, male god, arrive at the scene in an extremely majestic manner at the last second. They were excited, but also quite shocked, and even got goosebumps. It's that freshman Lin Yang, he's here. My god, he really didn't show up until the last second. Isn't this exciting? All the members of the Gods Training Academy team were also shocked, with expressions of astonishment on their faces. Team instructor Pang Gang was also a little stunned, but then he breathed a sigh of relief. This classmate Lin Yang really knows how to choose the right time. He won't come until the last moment. Pang Gang smiled and shook his head. On the opposite side, the people from the Tiandu University team also looked surprised. You're actually here. This guy is the super freshman that Luo Gao was talking about. This speed is a bit outrageous. Captain Wang Han frowned. He naturally noticed that Lin Yang's speed was not simple. This suddenly made him feel uneasy and he couldn't help but frown. But before he could do anything, Pang Gang on the opposite side spoke first. I'm sorry, Mr. Wang, I seem to have disappointed you. The person I was waiting for has arrived. After saying that, Pang Gang ignored Wang Han. He walked to the edge of the arena and said to Lin Yang above, this classmate, you are Lin Yang from Class A, right? Thank you very much for your help. Quote, since the time for tactical adjustments has run out, I can only quickly explain the situation to you. The members of the Tiandu University team opposite are basically 5th level powerhouses. The strongest ones among them are at the 5th level. The talents of middle and high level people are almost all S-level elemental ones. So, classmate Lin Yang, are you sure? Pang Gang almost spoke as fast as he could, clearly explaining the situation and asking about Lin Yang's situation. He really didn't want to lose this single match in disgrace, but he also had to consider the fact that Lin Yang was a freshman. If Lin Yang's strength does not support it, he will not let Lin Yang take risks. Intermediate and advanced level 5. Lin Yang thought for a while and didn't say too much. There is no guarantee that we will win, but we can try. After his strength reached the 2nd level, the power of Lin Yang's various skills also increased at any time, and he also made a rough assessment of his strength. Even against a 5th level peak expert, he is confident that he can defeat him within 20 rounds. Pang Gang raised the corner of his mouth slightly. He heard what Lin Yang meant. No problem is an understatement. So the big stone hanging in his heart fell to the ground. Okay, I'll leave it to you, classmate Lin Yang. After saying that, Pang Gang was about to turn around and leave, but he heard Lin Yang ask, Instructor Pang, you play for the school team, and you get bonuses and rewards after you win, right? Favor, oh no, affection is affection, the number must be clear. There is no conflict between loving school and loving many, right? Award, Pang Gang was stunned for a moment. He seemed to understand what was going on, and nodded with a smile. Yes, especially in this very unfavorable game, if you can lead the team to achieve a big reversal, the bonuses and rewards can even double. Times. Double. Doubling 20 million means 40 million. Hiss. This is the right time. Lin Yang was in a good mood. Ever since the god of wealth, Wang Zuan was bitten on the buttocks by a dog, and was sent to the hospital, he hasn't seen a big order worth tens of millions for a long time. This time, he finally got rid of his dependence on the senior brother, the god of wealth, and secured a big deal on his own, which is of great significance, brothers. Not far from the opposite side, Wang Han's face became a little ugly. He glared at Luo Gao very unhappily. If you really let that kid make a comeback, you should know the consequences. Oh Captain, I've said it before, that guy is just a freshman. Even if his speed is not bad, it's just that he is faster. How can he win against the elites like us who are ranked among the top universities in the world these days? Luo Gao still looked unconcerned, without any sense of nervousness, and even felt extremely excited. Lin Yang is here, what does this mean to him? It means that the people on their side can help him give Lin Yang a good beating, which is a relief, okay. Wang Han shook his head and no longer wanted to pay attention to Luo Gao. He turned around and looked at Murong Feng. Murong, that kid is probably quite strong. Don't be careless and underestimate the enemy just because he is a freshman. You have to use all your strength to deal with him, you know. You don't have to worry about this. No matter who the opponent is, I won't give in. Murong Feng's face was calm. The stronger he is, the more he will inspire my fighting spirit. I will win the game with a complete victory. After saying that, Murong Feng walked onto the arena step by step. Is this guy very strong? That's just what I want. An excited smile appeared on the corner of Murong Feng's mouth, and his eyes became expectant. Lin Yang looked at Murong Feng who was walking up, and many members of the Gods Training Academy team nearby reminded him loudly. Junior brother Lin Yang, this guy's name is Murong Feng, he is the 6th master in Tiandu University's ranking. He is at the 5th level of intermediate strength. His talent is the earth element, and he is both offensive and defensive. You have to work hard. A 5th level intermediate earth element awakener. Lin Yang squinted his eyes. He was already thinking about tactics. Murong Feng came to a position 5 or 6 meters in front of Lin Yang. He was polite, performed a martial arts salute to Lin Yang, raised his fist and said, Murong Feng, a senior at Tiandu University, please give me some advice. Lin Yang was stunned for a moment. This guy was quite polite. First year of the Gods Training Academy, Lin Yang, please give me your advice. Lin Yang returned the gesture and cupped his fists. Junior brother Lin Yang, I hope to have a hearty battle with you. Murong Feng put down his hand, with an expectant smile on his lips. Even though he looks elegant, in fact, he is a martial arts fanatic, and his favorite thing is to compete with masters. Lin Yang thought for a while, it shouldn't be very hearty. Question mark. Murong Feng was a little confused. He didn't understand what Lin Yang meant. At this time, the host saw that both sides were ready. After exaggerating the atmosphere with his words, he immediately announced the start of the game. Whoosh! Murong Feng narrowed his eyes slightly, kicked the ground with the soles of his feet, and rushed towards Lin Yang like a fired bullet, very fast. Wow! Many students watching the game around the arena were a little nervous. That Murong Feng attacked, do you think that junior brother Lin Yang can deal with him? I don't know, I'm so nervous now. Brother Yang will never lose, brother Yang, kick him. Everyone in the Gods Training Academy team, including Pang Gang, held their breath at that moment, and wanted to see how Lin Yang would fight against Murong Feng, who was ranked 6th in the Tiandu University rankings. Luo Gao, on the other hand, was a little excited. He knew how strong Murong Feng was, and felt that Lin Yang would definitely be severely punished by Murong Feng so that he could vent his resentment. Lin Yang's face was calm, and he quickly placed his hands on both sides of his head. Murong Feng was immediately alert. From the way Lin Yang appeared just now, he felt that Lin Yang should be a Thunder Awakener. In his current posture, was he going to launch a thunder attack? He quickly concentrated his attention and stared at Lin Yang, trying to judge Lin Yang's thunder attack moves through Lin Yang's body movements, but who would have expected? Sun Punch. Click. Lin Yangkai didn't use any thunder moves, but Sun Fist. Ah, my eyes. Murong Feng's eyes were almost blinded by the flash, and the pain made him subconsciously close his eyes. At that moment, Lin Yang rushed forward and kicked Murong Feng outside the duel ring. Off the field, out. Murong Feng, defeated. At that moment, everyone present, whether it was the students watching the game, the Gods Training Academy team, the Tiandu University team, or the host, they were all stunned, thinking that they had seen it wrong. The next second, the whole audience was shocked, everyone was dumbfounded. Wow! Immediately afterwards, the entire arena boiled with thunderous cheers. What happened? Did you win? With just one move, he actually defeated the 6th-ranked Tiandu University leader in a row of 4 with just one move. Isn't this fake? Ha ha ha, we win, our brother Yang wins. Brother Yang is awesome. God, you are so handsome. Many students, especially those freshmen, are very excited. When they saw Marong Feng win a row of 4 easily against 4 members of their God's Training Academy team earlier, they were simply frustrated. Grandma lost so ugly in their home game, which shattered their hearts of honor as students of the God's Training Academy. Some students are even considering dropping out of school or transferring to another school. But now, Lin Yang won with one move and turned the situation around. Not only were they relieved, but because Lin Yang was their idol god, seeing their idol god shine, they were as proud as if they had won the competition. Does this mean we win? Seems to be. Winning with one move, this is crazy. No, how did he beat Marong Feng under the duel ring just now? I didn't even see clearly. On the God's Training Academy team, those members were also a little dumbfounded. Pang Gang was also stunned. Just now, he was still nervous about how Lin Yang would deal with Marong Feng, but in the end, he won the game very quickly. The host was also a little confused, but he quickly reacted, coughed and announced, outside the court, out, the Gods team won, and recovered 1 point. The big score is 4-1. Wow, the area around the arena erupted into extremely enthusiastic cheers again. Yes, although Pang Gang and others were still a little confused, at this moment they still made a fist-clenching gesture in celebration. Now that Lin Yang wins the next game, they don't have to be swept 5-0. Even if they couldn't win this single-player final, at least they wouldn't have to lose too humiliatingly and be nailed to the pillar of shame in the history of the God's Training Academy. Is this a loss? What's going on? On the Tiandu University team, many members also looked confused. They thought about 10,000 scenarios for the duel between Lin Yang and Marong Feng, but they never expected that Marong Feng would be kicked off the duel ring by Lin Yang and lose the round. Luo Gaozhang was dumbfounded. Holy crap, did I read that right? That kid actually beat Marong Feng. Why are you still standing there? Come over quickly and see if Marong is okay. Captain Wang Han saw that Marong Feng didn't get up for a long time. He felt that the situation was not good and immediately asked 2 team members to go over and check the situation. After what Wang Han said, all the team members came to their senses, and 2 of the substitutes ran out, trying to help Marong Feng up. However, the strange thing is that Marong Feng still didn't get up. Senior brother Marong, what's wrong with you? Are you seriously injured and can't move? The 2 team members were a little nervous. No, my eyes hurt a little, please let me slow down. Quote. The 2 team members were stunned. My eyes hurt a little, what's going on? At this time, Wang Han also ran over with other team members. At this time, Marong Feng finally recovered. He opened his eyes and slowly stood up. Marong, are you okay? Never mind. Marong Feng rubbed his eyes were still red and sparkling with tears. Forehead. Wang Han and others around him were all confused. What's going on? Are you crying? It's just a loss of 1 game, so that's not it. Wang Han was about to ask Marong Feng why he was kicked off the duel ring by Lin Yang, but at this time, Marong Feng raised his head and looked at Lin Yang on the duel ring. As a result, he found that the sunlight was a bit strong, and quickly turned his face. Quote. Wang Han and others were all stunned by Marong Feng. Why are you raising your head, lowering your head, and still crying and shy? Wasn't it because someone kicked you that something was wrong? On the duel ring, Lin Yang walked over and made a fist-clasping gesture towards Marong Feng. The duel was not very enjoyable, I'm sorry. Fine. Marong Feng responded with a polite smile. Although it's not very hearty, it made me know that there is such a way of fighting. It also opened my eyes and taught me a lesson. Marong Feng was not yin and yang, but he really felt that he had learned something and his horizons had been opened. As a martial arts fanatic, he has competed with many masters, so he knows that there are various fighting methods. He has seen all types of strong attacks, defense and counterattacks. But it was the first time he encountered someone like Lin Yang who disrupted the genre and blinded you with a flash. It really dazzled him. Even his eyes were almost blinded. But in fact, Lin Yong had nothing to do. The singles final was a best-of-9 game, which meant that if he wanted to save the situation and win in the end, he would have to play 5 in a row. Almost no member of the Tiandu University team is weak, and the official members are basically 5th-level mid to high-level experts. Even with his current strength, he can easily win in one-on-one situations, but it is still difficult to win 5 consecutive matches. At least they are a team from a top university. If they watch your match carefully, they can probably figure out your playing style. In a head-to-head encounter, even Lin Yong should be able to win this game, but it will be very tiring and troublesome. So, just don't follow the conventional routine. If you can win the game easily, there is no need to tire yourself out. Murong Feng, Wang Han and others have returned to their base camp. Wang Han immediately asked Murong Feng how he was defeated by Lin Yong. I'm not particularly sure, but that classmates should be able to use light skills. In a short period of time, he could emit a very dazzling light, which caused a lot of interference to my eyes and made me have to close my eyes. The moment I closed my eyes, he kicked me off the ring. Murong Feng roughly explained the situation. No wonder I felt like there was a flashlight or something on the ring before. It turned out to be a light attack. Wang Han squinted his eyes and understood. Maid, I was wondering why that kid could defeat senior brother Murong. It turns out he was playing dirty tricks. Luo Gao looked unhappy. You still have the nerve to say it. Wang Han glared at Luo Gao. If you hadn't provoked others and provided them with candidates, we wouldn't have lost this game. Luo Gao still didn't care too much. He curled his lips and said, Tisk, he just relied on underhanded tricks to defeat senior brother Murong. As long as we are more careful in the next round, won't it be easy to win against him? Yes, now we have seen through his dirty tricks. How could he, a freshman, win over us? One of the team members agreed, and he had a fighting spirit. Captain, let me go next. I will teach that boy a lesson and let him know that you can't win against our Tiandu University by playing dirty tricks. Wang Han thought for a while and finally nodded. Okay, you can go next. By the way, you have to remember that classmates' movements. Once he puts his hands to the sides of his head, that's when he should use that light move. Murong Feng reminded. In addition, he should also have a talent for thunder. Okay, I understand, leave it to me next. The strong player stood up and clenched his fists. In the next game, I will defeat him and win this singles final. This man's name is Chen Jian, and he is the 7th ranked master in Tiandu University. Chen Jian had already walked out. Wang Han's eyes narrowed slightly. He had his own reasons for letting Chen Jian come in. Anyway, Chen Jian is not the strongest player on his side. He agreed to let Chen Jian go, mainly because he wanted to see if Chen Jian could defeat Lin Yong after cracking Lin Yang's bright blind move. Even if he can't win, the battle between Chen Jian and Lin Yong can give him a rough idea of Lin Yang's fighting style and strength, and prepare for his subsequent deployment. At this time, Chen Jian had already stepped onto the duel ring. Boy, your second opponent is me. Chen Jian showed a contemptuous smile and started talking rubbish as soon as he came up. Don't think that just because you were lucky enough to win against Murong just now, you think you are great. Let me tell you, it was just a fluke because you used dirty tricks. Now those dirty tricks have been discovered by us, and you will definitely lose. Obviously, Chen Jian was different from the personable and polite Murong Feng just now. This guy didn't take Lin Yong seriously. Tiandu University has changed people. Yes, that ugly and draggy look, who came from it? He seems to be Chen Jian, who is 7th on the Tiandu University rankings. If he's 7th on the strong list, that means he's weaker than Murong Feng just now, right? Then he can't beat Brother Yang. We definitely can't win. Come on, Brother Yang. Many students around the arena were discussing. At this moment, 2 people ran in at the entrance. Those were Luo Saidong and Shang Renxin. Shang Renxin took Luo Saidong to his seat. Student Lin Yang should have come back in time, right? How is the situation now? Shang Renxin looked at the classmates who came to watch the game. Is there a substitution at Tiandu University? In fact, the 2 of them ran here, and the whole process only took 2 or 3 minutes, so Shang Renxin felt that Lin Yang had not started the game in such a short period of time. It's not a substitution. Brother Yang has already defeated a player from Tiandu University, that is Murong Feng, with a string of 4. Now the one in the duel ring is the second opponent. A classmate explained. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Shang Renxin was a little confused at the time. He thought he had heard wrong, and looked in disbelief. You have already won one. So fast. Well, actually we thought it was very fast. Brother Yang seemed to have kicked that Murong Feng off the ring with just one kick. Only one kick. This, oh my god. Shang Renxin was a little dumbfounded. He had not forgotten how tyrannical Murong Feng was when he performed a string of 4. Originally, he was looking forward to the contest between Lin Yang and Murong Feng, but now that he is back, Murong Feng is gone. Well, no, he lost. Is it too fast? Phew. Luo Saidong was amused, but she was not surprised that Lin Yang knocked out Murong Feng with one move. Has Lin Yang not shocked her enough all this time? This was a big shock, so naturally I'm used to it. But, how did Lin Yang defeat that Murong Feng with one kick? It shouldn't be that easy. Shang Renxin swallowed. He was really curious. Well, I'm not very clear about this. Because of the location, we can't actually see it from here. But I heard from those students in the south that Brother Yang seemed to have used some powerful light skills at that time, and Murong Feng was caught off guard. He was kicked down by Brother Yang. The classmate said. So that's it. Shang Renxin was amazed. I didn't expect that classmate Lin Yang actually has a talent for light. This is really, classmate Saidong, why are your faces so red? Do you have a fever? Quote. No, I'm just a little excited, a little hot, a little hot. At the Gods Training Academy team, a group of team members saw Chen Jian coming on the field, and they were also discussing. Of course, the focus of their discussion was on Lin Yang. Teacher, I have just asked some students over there in the south. They said that junior brother Lin Yang seemed to have used some kind of light skill before, and took advantage of Murong Feng's distraction to kick Murong Feng off the duel ring. Quote. I see. By the way, mentor, do you think junior brother Lin Yang can beat Chen Jian? His strength seems to be not much inferior to Murong Feng, and he is also a 5th level intermediate. I'm not sure, but after what happened just now, I have confidence in Lin Yang. Pang Gang thought for a while and said, now we can only place our hopes on Lin Yang, so let's cheer for him. Okay mentor, I understand. The temporary captain signaled other team members and the cheering group to cheer for Lin Yang. Junior brother Lin Yang, come on. Junior brother Lin Yang, come on. Almost everyone cheered for Lin Yang, except for one person, who had a gloomy face and refused to cheer for Lin Yang or speak. In fact, when he saw everyone cheering for Lin Yang, his brows were full of displeasure. In the duel arena, Lin Yang clearly heard Chen Jian's trash talk, but he was not very angry. Instead, he corrected him seriously. Well, I know you are not convinced, but you have confused the concept. The so-called dirty tricks are all used secretly. But mine is different. I use them openly in front of you, so they are not called dirty tricks. Quote. Chen Jian was a little constipated at the time, but he didn't expect Lin Yang to explain it to him and correct him in a serious manner. This mud horse. I don't care whether it's a yin or a yang move of yours, but the only thing I mean is that your moves don't work on me. So, you will definitely lose. Chen Jian snorted coldly. That's not necessarily the case. Lin Yang smiled. My sun fist is useless to you. Are you funny? Chen Jian frowned. He originally wanted to talk trash, but at this time, the host over there announced the start of the game. Not necessarily, right, let's see. Chen Jian snorted coldly, kicked the ground with the soles of his feet, and rushed towards Lin Yang like an arrow from a string. Lin Yang raised the corners of his mouth slightly and placed his hands on both sides of his head. I knew you would be like this. Chen Jian cursed and he quickly raised his arms to protect his eyes. Click. An extremely dazzling bright light shines from it. But because Chen Jian used his arms to protect his eyes, he barely managed to block this wave of light attacks, and his eyes were not seriously damaged. But even so, he was still sweating in his heart. Fortunately, he blocked his eyes in time, otherwise if that level of bright light hit his eyes, he would be temporarily blinded even if he was not blind. In this way, if there is a gap, Lin Yang will take advantage of it. Chen Jian finally understood why Murong Fengfang was defeated by Lin Yang. It turned out that this was the reason. The dazzling bright light quickly dissipated. Chen Jian put down his arm. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, obviously a little proud. I told you that those dirty tricks of yours don't work on me, but you are still so stubborn. You can't be tough now, can you? Yes. Guarded. Wang Han and others from the Tiandu University team also made fists in celebration. They all felt that after Chen Jian guarded against Lin Yang's underhanded move, he should be able to counterattack and defeat Lin Yang. Is it? Lin Yang couldn't help but laugh. Does not work. Sun Fist, continuous attacks. Click, 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 click. Quote. Chen Jianren was stunned. How the hell can this be done? Quote. Quote. Off the field, whether it was Wang Han and others from the Tiandu University team, as well as Pang Gang and others from the Gods Training Academy, they were also a little dumbfounded. They didn't see clearly when Lin Yang fired a single sun fist before. Now, they see clearly. They all looked eye-opening. Even if it is our own Pang Gang and others, it is a bit difficult for them to collapse. Ah, my eyes, my eyes. Chen Jian was caught. He was in so much pain that he couldn't open his eyes. He was so anxious that he wanted to turn around and tell the referee that Lin Yang had committed a foul and was cheating. However, before he could say anything, Lin Yang had already kicked him under the ring. Off the field, out. Chen Jian, defeated. Wow. Seeing Lin Yang win another round, the area around the arena was boiling again. Win, Brother Yang, he has won again. One move, ha ha ha, it's still one move, Brother Yang is awesome. That super freshman is so awesome, he even managed to win 2 games. Forehead. As for Shang Renxin, Pang Gang and others from Team Gods, they were also happy that Lin Yang had won again, but they were all a little bit embarrassed. Well, that junior brother Lin Yang won again, and it was still one move. It turns out that you can still fight like this. It's an eye-opener. Ah, this. The main reason is that Lin Yang's fighting style is so dazzling, not only his eyes, but also their waists. To say that Lin Yang is not great, Lin Yang did indeed co 2 players from 2 Tiandu University teams. To say that Lin Yang is very powerful, but Lin Yang's fighting style, alas. Phew, only Luo Sidong couldn't help laughing. This fighting method is really Lin Yang's style, so interesting. Captain, we lost again. Maid, forget about a single shot, this can actually be fired in succession, it's too much. Many members of the Tiandu University team looked constipated. It's not all because they lost this round, it's mainly because of Lin Yang's fighting style. Who can hold back this mud horse's flash of light? Are you a flashlight? It keeps flashing. Chen Jian fell out of the field, and he was a little angry. Referee, what a foul. Don't you care? He was already a little anxious when he was attacked continuously by Lin Yang's 100,000 times flashlight, but now he was kicked off the ring by Lin Yang, and his mentality exploded. However, the funny thing is that because his eyes were flashed and he couldn't open them for a short time, he didn't even know where the referee's seat was, so he just roared towards the etiquette lady. Over there, an etiquette lady couldn't help it. She came out and said with a little embarrassment, "Well, this classmate, you are mistaken. The referee's seat is over there." Ha 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 ha. Many viewers over there couldn't help laughing. Quote. Chen Jian's face turned red with embarrassment. But what's even more painful is that his eyes haven't recovered yet and can't open them, so he can't see the direction that the etiquette lady pointed just now. So he started to roll around, shouting here and there, "Referee, please speak. I said that guy committed a foul, and you didn't care about such a bad situation. It's not a duel at all." One of the referees couldn't bear to listen anymore. He stood up and said, "Why can't it be a duel? Are there any rules in the game that say interference moves are not allowed? If this were put on the battlefield, you would have died long ago. How can you still yell here? Unfair, can you please be more mature?" Ha 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 ha. Many spectators around laughed out loud again. Quote. Chen Jian was so shocked that he was speechless. In the duel arena, Lin Yang couldn't help but shake his head. Having experienced life and death duels in occupied areas, he naturally felt that Chen Jian was too naive. In a real fight to the death, Using flash bombs to create a mentality is just childish, but illusion attacks, mental attacks, and all kinds of dirty methods are the most ruthless. Like Moli's Demon Thousand Eyes, before, anyone who doesn't have some means of resisting mental attacks will be doomed. At this time, the host watched the duel end and picked up the microphone to announce the result of the duel. The sixth victory, the Gods Training Academy won. The big score is 4-2. Wow! The audience burst into warm cheers again. From 4-0 to 4-2, Lin Yang has successfully pulled back 2 games. At the headquarters of the Gods team, Pang Gang and others also began to have hope. Although Lin Yang's fighting style makes people feel helpless to complain, it did help them turn the situation around. I can't say for sure, but it's possible that a series of 5 can help them win the one-on-one final. Chen Jian's face was dark. Even if he didn't want to admit it, he did lose to Lin Yang. The 2 substitute players from the Tiandu University team ran up and helped Chen Jian up. The 2 team members were about to help Chen Jian away, but Chen Jian felt aggrieved. He raised his head decisively and talked trash to Lin Yang. You were playing dirty tricks, don't think you won 2 games in a row with a little cleverness. You can make a comeback. I tell you, don't even think about it, because there are stronger ones behind us to deal with those dirty tricks of yours. Don't your eyes hurt when you talk so much? Lin Yang interrupted. Quote. Chen Jian couldn't hold it any longer, so he quickly turned away, his eyes streaming with tears. Maid, this sunshine is so dazzling. Chen Jian was taken back to the base camp by the 2 substitutes. Sorry, Captain, I lost. Chen Jian lowered his head, and now he realized that he had underestimated Lin Yang before. That fool has a lot of dirty tricks. Okay, let's go back and rest. Okay, give me some eye drops. Quote. Wang Han's face twitched, and he suddenly had a toothache. If we can't solve the problem of Lin Yang's sun boxing, it will be difficult for him to fight here. But unfortunately, he can't think of any good way to deal with it at the moment. This single shot can also be dealt with by protecting your eyes. But continuous fire, how to play this? You can't keep your eyes closed all the time. It's all your fault. Matt has dug a big hole for the team. How to solve it now? Wang Han was already a little angry, and he glared at the culprit fiercely. Luo Gao had slowly realized that he was out of touch. His expression was very unnatural and he did not dare to say anything more. Wang Han was thinking about whether to apply for a tactical adjustment, but at this time, a team member came over. Captain, let me go this time. Wang Han was stunned for a moment. That was none other than Li Feng, the 5th best player in their Tiandu University rankings. I know that you are stronger than Morong and Chen Jian, but if you can't solve that guy's light skills, I'm afraid it will be difficult to defeat him. Wang Han felt that it was still not safe. Don't worry, I have already thought of a way to deal with it. Li Feng smiled lightly. Have you thought of a solution? Wang Han was slightly startled. Morong Feng and others next to him also looked over. Yes. The smile on the corner of Li Feng's mouth was very confident. As long as I use that method, no matter whether the guy's bright light attack is a single shot or a continuous shot, it can't do anything to me. Really? So powerful? Wang Han and others were a little surprised. Yes, my method is. Li Feng said, taking out something from his body. The eyes of Wang Han and others suddenly lit up. You're awesome. The next contestant, please come on. Over there, the host has already started urging. Finally, Li Feng stepped onto the ring. Lin Yang was about to take a look at his opponent, but as soon as he raised his eyes, he immediately couldn't hold himself tight. The reason is that Li Feng came up dressed very coolly. He actually wore sunglasses. ? The students around the arena were a little confused at first, but in the next second, they seemed to have thought of something in unison and they couldn't hold back. The whole arena burst into laughter. Ha 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 ha, ha ha ha, look at that man, he actually wears sunglasses. This look makes me laugh to death. Wearing sunglasses to fight, it's a shame he figured it out, awesome, ha ha ha. I know why he wears sunglasses, and I can understand him, but I really can't stand this look, it's so tacky, ha ha ha. There was cheerful laughter everywhere around the arena, as if everyone was not watching a showdown between masters, but a circus clown. PFF, Ha ha ha, look there, the team member from Tiandu University is actually wearing sunglasses. Is he trying to be funny? At the headquarters of Team Gods, many team members were also amused by Li Feng's appearance. Even team mentor Pang Gang couldn't help but smile and shake his head. In fact, both Pang Gang and others, as well as the audience present, knew that Tiandu University was so excited by Lin Yang's flashlight that they had to take this step. As awakened people, elites who study, work in top universities, they are all professionals and have received strict training. No matter how funny they are, they will not laugh unless they can't help it. Quote. Li Feng was so embarrassed that his face turned the color of pig liver. Smile, smile, laugh your ass off. I just wear sunglasses, what's so funny? Captain, the students at the Gods Training Academy seem to be laughing at us. Be more confident and remove the word, like. Is there something wrong with them? What's so funny about this tactical response? In the audience, Wang Han and others from Tiandu University were also speechless. On the stage, Lin Yang looked at Li Feng, a man in sunglasses who came up. He was also a little embarrassed. Wearing sunglasses to fight, do you think you are Li Yifeng? Li Feng, a senior student at Tiandu University. Quote. Lin Yang's mouth twitched and he almost laughed out loud. Is it true? Is it such a coincidence? Okay, pretend I didn't say that just now. Li Feng was not blind, and he was more or less aware that Lin Yang was suppressing laughter. He frowned and felt a little unhappy. Why are you laughing? What's so funny? I didn't laugh. PFF'd, I really didn't smile. Quote. Mada, you still said you weren't laughing, but you were obviously laughing all the time, and you never stopped. Mad brat, don't think that you are invincible just because you defeated 2 of our team members. Now that I have sunglasses, your despicable tricks will no longer have any effect. You will definitely lose. Li Feng was angry. You just need this kind of momentum, senior brother Li Feng, come on. Li Feng, kill him. Many people at Tiandu University were excited and cheered for Li Feng. Wang Han also changed from his previous depression, and his eyes became more confident. In his opinion, Lin Yang's main difficulty lies in the strong light attack. Sunglasses are undoubtedly the best tool to resist strong light, and they can definitely withstand Lin Yang's strong light attack. In this way, Lin Yang's most difficult part was solved. Without these tricky things, it would just be a competition of hard power. In terms of hard power, Lin Yang, a freshman, is definitely not as good as seniors like them. Lin Yang smiled faintly. You are quite smart and know how to use sunglasses to defend against my strong light attack. But unfortunately, you can't defeat me with just these sunglasses. Li Feng frowned, and just then the host announced the start of the game. I can't beat you, can I? Then open your eyes and see clearly. Li Feng sneered. He stopped talking nonsense and quickly raised his right hand. Blah blah blah. The dense water flow condensed rapidly in the space, and finally condensed into sharp water arrows. Obviously, Li Feng is a water awakener. Go! Li Feng pushed forward with his right hand, and the dense water arrows shot towards Lin Yang like a hail of bullets. Wow! This scene made many students in the audience exclaim. If they remembered correctly, this should be the first talent attack launched by the Tiandu University team since Lin Yang's appearance. This means that the real battle has begun. Good. The morale of Wang Han and others in the audience has greatly increased. With the blessing of sunglasses, Li Feng is no longer afraid of Lin Yang's strong light attack and can launch attacks as much as he likes. Water Awakener. The corner of Lin Yang's mouth raised slightly, and he quickly used 3,000 thunderbolts to turn into a streak of lightning, easily dodging Li Feng's water arrow attack. He actually dodged it. In the audience, Wang Han and others were slightly surprised. This guy is so fast. Li Feng also frowned slightly. In fact, he had already expected Lin Yang's extraordinary speed since Lin Yang's appearance. But now that I saw it up close, I was shocked. Li Feng was about to adjust his attack strategy when he found Lin Yang rushing towards him. He couldn't help but change his face and quickly prepared himself. Here he comes. Is he going to attack? What attack method will he use? A lightning attack. Since Lin Yang had never really shown his strength before, Li Feng had no reference and had no idea how Lin Yang was going to attack. He was very nervous for a while. However, Li Feng simply overthought it. Lin Yong rushed over not to attack him, but whoosh! Lin Yong, who accelerated again, quickly passed by Li Feng like a bolt of lightning. At that moment, the sunglasses Li Feng was wearing disappeared. Li Feng's face froze, he seemed to have thought of something, and his expression was a little constipated. Whoosh! Not far away, Lin Yong had stopped. At this time, he had an extra pair of sunglasses in his hand. At that moment, Wang Han and others in the audience were all dumbfounded. What the hell? Ha 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 ha. On the other hand, there were many students in the audience, and they burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, I thought Brother Yang was going to launch some powerful offensive, but I didn't expect that Brother Yang actually took away his sunglasses. No, I'm laughing so hard. Brother Yang, he's so hurtful. Ha ha ha, that super freshman is so funny, my stomach hurts from laughing. PFF ha ha ha, I knew he would be like this. Luo Sidong was also amused by Lin Yang, but unlike others, she had long expected that Lin Yang would have such underworld operations. Over there, Lin Yang, who had taken away the sunglasses, turned around, showed a mean smile, and put his hands on both sides of his head. Li Feng seemed to have thought about what Lin Yang was going to do, and his expression was instantly horrified. Hey, wait a minute. However, Lin Yangkai ignored Li Feng. Sun Fist, continuous attacks. Click, 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 click. Ah, my eyes, my eyes. Li Feng was caught in a flash, and he quickly closed his eyes in pain. Whoosh! Lin Yang found the flaw and struck quickly, turning into a bolt of lightning and rushing towards Li Feng. Don't panic. Yes, defend, you must not be kicked off the ring by him. Following the previous example of Murong Feng and Chen Jian, Li Feng felt that Lin Yang would definitely rush over and kick him, so he reacted immediately. Water shield. Li Feng shouted with his eyes closed, and quickly formed a thick wall of water in front of him as a defense against being kicked off the duel ring by Lin Yang. Here you go. Wang Han in the audience clenched his fists excitedly. That's the benefit of experience. With Lin Yang's samples from the first two games, we can analyze Lin Yang's attack method. Even if he is now passive due to the strong light attack, as long as he defends well, he can still be invincible. Lin Yang raised the corners of his mouth slightly. If Li Feng is on the second floor this time, then Lin Yang is on the fifth floor. He had already guessed that the Tiandu University team would formulate defensive tactics based on his performance in the first two games. After his eyes were flashed, they would strengthen their frontal defense. Therefore, he also has a second set of offensive tactics. Whoosh! Lin Yang flashed and was behind Li Feng in an instant. Oops! Li Feng sensed it, and his face changed with fright. Li Feng wanted to take defensive measures, but it was too late. Firewind palm. Lin Yang shouted coldly, and struck Li Feng on the back with his palm. Boom! A tyrannical force of wind burst out, directly sending Li Feng flying into the air. Lin Yang raised his head slightly, and he used 3,000 thunderbolts again, turning into a criss-crossing bolt of lightning that continuously collided with Li Feng in midair. Because he was in the air, Li Feng lost control of his body, and Lin Yang was too fast, so he could only be beaten passively and kept being knocked away by Lin Yang. Lin Yang felt that he was almost done. He jumped up high, turned his body and hit Li Feng hard with a split kick. Gee! The sound of flying through the air sounded, and Li Feng was like a falling meteorite. His whole body turned into a ray, and finally fell heavily to the ground outside the duel ring. Bang! With a huge dull sound, Li Fengsheng smashed a large pit 2 meters wide and half a meter deep into the ground. Off the field, out. Lin Yang wins. The arena was silent for a second or two, and then the entire venue erupted into unprecedented cheers. It was even louder than the two waves of cheers when Lin Yang won easily. The reason is that most of the sophomores, juniors, and seniors who did not cheer for Lin Yang before also cheered for Lin Yang this time. Win. Win again. Ha ha ha, that super freshman is awesome. We won 3 games in a row, that junior brother Lin Yang is so awesome. Yeah, originally I thought he only relied on some small damage moves to win, but I didn't expect his true combat power to be so strong. Brother Yang is awesome, Brother Yang is awesome. I, Lin Yang, am the most handsome. If Lin Yang's victory in 2 consecutive games before only made everyone excited and happy, this game really surprised and shocked everyone. Especially those senior students who have never seen Lin Yang fight before. Lin Yang's performance in this round can be said to have subverted their perceptions. Lin Yang's strength was simply beyond their imagination. Yes, got it again. Winning 3 games in a row, junior brother Lin Yang is awesome. At the headquarters of the Gods team, many people including Pang Gang clenched their fists excitedly again. Looking at the Tiandu University team, the expressions of Wang Han and others became a little constipated again. We lost again, this is the 3rd game. From 4-0, to now 4-3, I was beaten 3 times in a row. But at the same time, they were also shocked by Lin Yang's strength in this game. Captain, did you see this? It turns out that the kid above is not only good at playing dirty tricks, he seems to be quite strong. He actually defeated Li Feng, who was in a defensive state, in just a few strokes. Yes, the combo he just made was probably even impossible without level 5 strength. Wang Han's face was extremely ugly. He was defeated 3 times in a row. He was so depressed that he didn't want to talk. Li Feng, who was knocked out of the duel ring over there, received a series of punches and kicks from Lin Yang, but he was not seriously injured. After all, his 5th level intermediate physical strength was there. But after he sat up, he was obviously a little angry and shouted, "Referee, that guy committed a foul. He stole my sunglasses. Don't you care about this?" Who is Li Feng? He is the 5th best player in Tiandu University. He has always been the pride of heaven. How could he accept being defeated by Lin Yang, a freshman? Tisk, are you annoyed? Are there any rules in the competition that say you are not allowed to steal things? How come everyone can't afford to lose? Yes, you are so fragile. You were just robbed of your sunglasses, and you are just yelling here. If you get to the battlefield and your weapon is robbed, will you roll around and call your mother? The referees on the referees' bench were a little impatient. Ha 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 ha. Many students around were amused by the 2 referees. Quote. Li Feng's face turned a little red, and he was speechless for a moment. Indeed, the rules of the competition do not have many restrictions except that they are not allowed to kill people or attack vital parts. It's just that his mentality just exploded and he was anxious. Seeing that the situation was settled, the host picked up the microphone and announced the results of the competition. In the 7th test, the Gods Training Academy won. The big score is 4-3. Wow, the scene was boiling again. Many students around the arena who came to watch the game were very excited. It's 4-3, and we can tie it in 1 game. Brother Yang is awesome. Win 1 more game to equalize, win 2 games and it will be a comeback. I'm on fire, come on, Brother Yang. Come on, junior brother Lin Yang, let's win this 1-on-1 final. Lin Yang, Lin Yang, Lin Yang. Slowly, Lin Yang's name resounded throughout the venue, and the shouts were loud and endless. The scene was quite shocking. Wow, classmate Lin Yang is so awesome. He won 3 games in a row and now he has become the protagonist of the game. Shang Renxin looked amazed. Yes, Brother Yang is so awesome that he has become the idol of the whole school. Several other Class A students were also full of sighs. Some time ago, they just witnessed Lin Yang becoming the idol of the whole freshman class. Unexpectedly, just a few days later, Lin Yang would become popular in the whole school and become the idol of the whole school. Isn't this development too fast? A beautiful smile appeared on Luo Saitong's lips, which didn't surprise her. Anyway, during her time with Lin Yang, she had gradually adapted to the situation. That is, no matter where Lin Yang goes, he will become the protagonist of that place, dazzling and fascinating. Teacher, it's 4-3, it seems like we can really achieve a big comeback. There are still 2 games left. If we win 2 more games, we can turn defeat into victory. Junior brother Lin Yang is really awesome. On the side of the Gods team, the atmosphere was even more lively. Many of them had changed their eyes when looking at Lin Yang. From being unfamiliar and not very appreciative at the beginning, to now, I am full of admiration. Yes, classmate Lin Yang is really awesome. Team instructor Pang Gang nodded, and he couldn't help but sigh. On the other hand, the atmosphere over the Tiandu University team is a bit dead. Even though Li Feng had been helped back by 2 substitutes at this time, most people were not in the mood to pay attention. Many of them are even a little confused. It's over, it's over. We were beaten 3 times in a row. We seem to be losing. Yeah, now that Guy's strong light attack on that point can't be solved, we will definitely lose. Why did you become like this? Even the captain Wang Han was a little uneasy. This seemed too depressing. Wang Han turned his head and wanted to curse at the culprit, Luo Gao again. But they discovered that Luo Gao had long since disappeared and ran away. Slip away. ... Wang Han covered his chest and almost spit out a mouthful of blood. I suffered so much from Luo Gao's bad words. Wang Han gritted his teeth and punched his thigh. His mentality was about to explode. To be honest, he couldn't help but be pessimistic about the situation in front of him. What does it mean if Li Feng loses? This means that even the second strongest player on their side cannot handle Lin Yang. He only has the last trump card left. Moreover, since Lin Yang's Sun Fist point could never be solved, he was not sure even if it was the strongest trump card. Wang Han never expected that his Tiandu University team would use a flashlight, and there was nothing he could do about it. It really hurts. At this time, a team member came out. Captain, let me go in this game. Wang Han raised his head, and the player who came over was none other than their team's current strongest player, Muan, who was 4th on the Tiandu University strong list. Wang Han smiled bitterly and shook his head. He was about to say something, but Muan continued, I have already thought of a way to defeat that boy's strong attack. ... You also want to borrow sunglasses from someone else. I don't need sunglasses to deal with that guy's bright light attack. Muan showed a confident smile. Don't forget what talent I have. Even if one of your talents is dark, your eyes are only human eyes and cannot withstand strong light attacks. Wang Han said, it really didn't work before, but I tried it just now and made a new discovery. Muan smiled faintly. Really? Hearing Muan's words, not only Wang Han, but also other people around him also perked up. The next contestant from Tiandu University, please come on stage. Following the host's urging, Muan appeared on the stage. Lin Yang raised his eyes. He looked at Muan and found that Muan was not wearing sunglasses like Li Feng just now. He couldn't help but be a little surprised. At first, he thought that Tiandu University would continue to use measures similar to wearing sunglasses to counter his Sun Fist. But now, Muan comes up like this. Is his mentality exploded and he wants to give up the game? However, when Lin Yang's eyes fell on Muan's eyes, he suddenly realized something was wrong. Muan's eyes were actually covered with a light dark film. This is a natural talent. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.